toxic white males. It's Toxic Femininity, brought to you by Midnight's Edge.
Greetings once again and welcome to Midnight's Edge. I am Tom Connors. I am your announcer for these lovely ladies on this panel tonight. With me, as always, is Lorena Creel. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Tom. Doing great. Glad to be here.
And our hostess with the mostest, Mary Mayhem. How you doing?
I stepped earlier in something squishy. I'm not sure what it was, but I've cleaned my foot off and I'm ready to go.
Poo? If it smells like poo, it's probably poo.
Slug. It could have been a slug.
Oh, it was.
I hate those.
I don't know which one's worse there. But yes, we have some other ladies with us, some fresh faces and some others you may have seen before. But if not, Nina, why don't you introduce yourself real quick to everybody?
Hey everybody, I'm Nina7 Infinity on that Cesspool Place Twitter. You can catch me on my channel and also on John Talks' channel on Wednesdays for Infinite Talk, where we talk about all sorts of crazy stuff going on in the news. And also on Fridays on his channel for the Fantastic Four with Fatal J and Raging Rhino. And on Thursdays, I'm in with this lady right here. Right here. Yeah, her. Yeah, we're on the Queen's Council together. So yeah, check us out on Thursdays. That's me.
Cool.
Thanks for having me on.
It's a minute.
Well, I was more or less just saying like kind of stuff you cover, but that works too. And also with us for the first time ever is Miss Jane Theory over there. Hello.
Hey guys. Happy to be here. I am Jane Theory, and I have a YouTube channel, so check it out. I have weekly movie and television reviews, and every Sunday at 6 Central, I'm starting a Witcher scene by scene for the Blood of Elves book. Check it out.
Anna would love that. Oh wait, is there Henry Cavill involved or not?
No.
It's just the books. It's just reading.
It's
she
just
won't
the
care.
books.
I have a game I haven't played yet, but Henry Cavill's not in it. So
Yeah, she won't care about that either.
No.
The game's amazing. Just saying.
It really is.
She'd just be like, nope, don't care.
We got a nice little sized chat hanging out tonight. If you haven't already, guys,
do.
Oh, please hit that like button, folks. Please hit that like button.
Hit that share button as well, because chances are, knowing YouTube, we're probably being ghosted. We already got some super chats. We want to cover those real super quick. Culture Casino sent us a $1.49 Doomacorn sticker first off.
Aww,
I do love those Doomacorns.
And then we had another one come in from Deranged Lunatic. I believe it was it's
Red Hearts.
3 hearts. Yes.
Ooh. Yes.
Sending y'all ladies some hearts. And then we had one more come in here. Where'd it go?
It's from Matt G.
Just
asking
had
me
it.
about that squishy
Yes.
slug. No, it's not a squishy
There it is.
slug. It's a squishy
no.
slug.
There's another one too. Where's the Matt G one? Where'd that one go?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Terminus.
Oh, is it Terminus? Okay.
Yeah, it's Terminus.
You had me looking for another one here.
I'm
Freaking out.
silly. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
No, Terminus threw that up and it was like, no, it's a squishy slug. Nah.
Slut. No. We're going to score. Yeah, there's a bunch of sluts in Vegas.
No.
I love that movie. And McKinney90 coming in with another super sticker here. Let me see what it is.
Is that a Nina drawing? I feel like that's Nina.
Looks pretty close, don't it?
Nope.
No.
That's not me. He has the Infinite Edge one.
Oh,
It's the little puppy
That's
pooping hearts.
Oh,
puppy pooping hearts.
That's what it is.
That sounds cute.
He is. He's pooping
It's
hearts.
cute.
There's the slug.
I see you, Fuel.
Yeah.
I see Fuel in the chat. Fuel's awesome. Holy hell.
I gotta add the new doggies. I gotta get them all downloaded and stuff.
You gotta get that cat in there too. Like, baby, I didn't know you were there.
Yeah.
Cat.
Wasn't me. Rod Monarch also throwing in a super sticker here. Let's see what we got. We got a little devil face.
oh.
Hell of
Yay.
a
Weird devils.
Venom mask there
Ooh,
too.
yeah, I like that mask.
Is it gold?
It looks like it's painted on his face or something, and then like
I feel like that's gotta be some kind of Photoshop.
could
It is
be.
Photoshop, yeah.
Cool.
But you know what? It still looked good.
It does.
It does.
So there
It
you
looks
go.
cool.
I like
Ain't
that.
nobody hating on
Alright.
Photoshop. I love getting memed. Go at it.
Yeah, I do too. I love him. Fat Steven Seagal's been memeing the shit out of me lately.
Yeah.
Well, you know that other one this morning. That fuck you, give me $500. I'm half responsible for that one too. It was one of the. We'll get into the tweets when we get into the Gina Carano stuff. One of the tweets that's come back was all freaking out at her, and then like the last thing they said in the tweet was "Give me $500." Are you fucking like? So the whole tweet's like "Fuck you, give me $500." So like,
oh my god.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that Gina stuff.
Oh man, it was hilarious. That shit was hilarious this morning. But anyway, yeah. Speaking of, why don't we get into the news? I don't want to hold you ladies up any more than we have already. Where's my little animation here?
Animation, I like that.
My little animation.
Animation.
I can't find nothing.
Anemone.
Anemone.
No, let me put the cap
I got
on
too
my
many
orange
videos in here. That's the problem.
Great Odin's Raven.
She's just got tons and tons of them. Just where is it?
This is what you get. This is what Tom gets for going overboard with the animations and too many fucking puppies. Too many fucking puppies, guys. All right, so we're going to jump right into this. If you are on Twitter, you may already be aware of this craziness that's going on. It is absolutely insane, the nonsense. So Gina Carano, if you guys aren't familiar, although I can't imagine how you would be in this community and not know who she is, she's one of the stars of The Mandalorian, Cara Dune, and she is fabulous and gorgeous, and God help me, I'm gonna fucking call her brave, and she's stunning and brave, and I mean that with all sincerity, because this girl has been absolutely lambasted for actually, God, what, the last couple months now, honestly. They started in on her with the BLM stuff, and then moved into her going after her over making a comment about, hey, you know what, if we're gonna have people out in the streets protesting, and she didn't make commentary on whether or not protesting was a good or bad thing. She made no commentary on that, just that if you're gonna have people doing that kind of stuff, maybe open back up churches and make it possible, take whatever, and she literally stated, take whatever precautions you needed, right?
Literally.
Yeah, literally.
Right.
And somehow she became an anti-masker.
Yeah, somehow she became an anti-masker, right? So they lambasted her, and now they're going after her for being a quote-unquote transphobe. So we're gonna read this bounding into comics article, but we're gonna show you guys firsthand what they've been putting this poor woman through. And she's handling it with so much grace and dignity, man. I really don't know if I could handle it the way that she's been handling it. So The Mandalorian star Gina Carano accused of transphobia for refusal to list pronouns in Twitter bio. Wait till you get the context here, guys. So The Mandalorian and Deadpool star Gina Carano has once again found herself butting heads with social media activists after the actress refused to list her personal pronouns in her Twitter bio. In light of the recent wave of gender and sexuality related discourse that has gripped Western societies, some individuals have taken to listing their preferred pronouns in their social media bios in order to clarify how they identify to others. Again, there's no commentary being made here on whether or not this is a good, bad thing, otherwise, whatever, just right. a fact, right? So late last week, Carano liked a tweet on Twitter that allegedly mocked users who practiced this method of self-identification. However, as of writing, the tweet has been unliked and has yet to even specifically be identified. So we can't even clarify right now whether or not the tweet that she actually
because I'm interested in what was the tweet in the first place.
I can't find it. I can't fucking
Well, no one can, because even the people attacking her can't find it because they just heard about it through third parties.
Exactly. Nobody even knows what this alleged tweet is. Nobody knows what it is, right?
Is that kind of like the same thing as the Kelly Marie Tran thing, that she was like chased off social media for some alleged thing that never happened?
Well, the difference is we can track that source down. We know that was media that ultimately made her feel uncomfortable, and finger pointing was what happened, and they place blame on the fans, toxic fans, which they mean us, is what they mean, right?
Absolutely.
Leads me to believe that when they I don't think they can run Gina off, by the way, because I just think she's too damn strong for their asses. But
Right.
if they somehow manage to run Gina off of Twitter or off of social media, then immediately I imagine they'd start pointing fingers at us, right? We're the toxic
Of
fans.
course.
So the liking of this tweet resulted in a flood of tweets directed at Carano, accusing her of transphobia and criticizing the fact that she did not list her pronouns in her bio. So this is one of those
Yes.
yes.
So stupid.
If that's the case, then why don't they come after me? Because I do not have pronouns.
Yeah,
in my
me
bio.
too. I refuse to put pronouns in my bio. I mean, if you can't see from my picture that I'm a woman, then
Right.
God help you.
I got flags in my bio. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
Well, and I think the same goes for Gina. It's pretty apparent how she presents herself, right? She's a woman, and there's no question in anyone's mind exactly what she is and how she identifies. It's exactly how she presents herself.
Yeah.
And
No
so
need to clarify.
she doesn't need to clarify that for any
Yeah.
reason. She doesn't feel the need to clarify that. And again, that's not a hit. That's not a dog on people who do feel the need to clarify that. That's not even a dog on people who maybe don't necessarily feel the need to quote unquote clarify that, but still stand in unison with people who are trans, right? That's not a dog on any of that whatsoever. Not even in the slightest. She's never done that. There's absolutely nothing you can point at to say that she's done that. Nevertheless, the tweets come in. 50% of Hollywood wears masks and respects the trans community, claimed user Green Sabers. Too bad you're not included in that. Where?
Where's that
She
empirical
never said
evidence
that.
for that?
Never.
Where's the receipts?
They just read into everything she says their own biases. They
Exactly.
project onto her. And when she doesn't respond the way they think, which, would be overtly or directly attack them back, they're even more enraged by it.
Yeah, they are getting pissed. And this gets worse. And we're going to pull up some of that stuff here in a minute. Our wonderful friend Data Racer compiled a shit ton of stuff, which we're going to look at.
He's awesome.
So, hey, do you just not go by any pronouns? It's hard to tell. What the fuck? What do you
How is
mean?
it hard to tell?
Everybody has pronouns. Some are more obvious than others, right? And so it's like she's not refusing to use someone's preferred pronouns here. She's refusing to list her own, and that's her prerogative.
Exactly.
This is as bad as them saying, "Oh, well, you have to, prove that you're not racist by pledging your loyalty to BLM." So they're basically trying to tell her, prove that you're not transphobic by putting pronouns in your bio. Like she has to do anything for these people.
Like
They literally say, she won't put it in her bio for no good reason. It's her page. She can do what she wants. Who are you to tell her?
And that's what I had
on her
tweeted
page?
at her. I'm like, if they don't like what you put in your bio, to hell with them. It's none of their business.
It's none of their fucking business. So they kept up here. How can you like a tweet making fun of people putting their pronouns in their bios? Except, where's the tweet? Where is it? Please produce any measure of evidence to back up what you are asserting here.
Mm-hmm.
You are supporting people who make fun of others for showing trans people they're supported and valid. I don't understand how trans issues are somehow a massive point of conversation for people who have literally no stake in the matter at all and have no right to speak for us. Literally mind your own business. Why don't you try practicing what you preach?
Yeah.
Nuts.
Glass houses, man.
You flaming hypocrite. You're right. She has no stake in the matter. So why should she put her pronouns in her bio? It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
There's nothing to do with her. So on September 12th, this and that's in parentheses here because nobody fucking knows what it is. They just heard from a guy who heard from his cousin's friend's dog that she did this thing that you think she might have done.
It's a mystery tweet.
Yes.
Yeah.
It
Some of
wasn't
them
a
were
tweet.
flavors last
Okay, I
night.
gotta clarify, you guys. What they are freaking out about is she went and put in her bio, beep, boop.
No, we're not that far yet. We're not that far
Okay,
yet.
well, that's
Just
what they're
actually
freaking out
respond.
about it because she wouldn't put it in her bio. Is why they're caving in on her now.
Well,
But
I
I
thought
don't.
she
I don't
did
even
that
think there was a.
No,
I don't think there ever
wasn't.
was a tweet.
Not
That's my
that
point.
anyone can point to. So we're going to come to the beep bop boop stuff. Okay, we're going to come to that in just a minute. But that happens a little further down the timeline here, and it does happen. But it is in response. Yeah, I know. Yep. They followed Krista, and so we're really thrilled to have her hanging around. Man, she's amazing, and she's so strong. But we'll come back to that. So on September 12th, this prompted a response from Twitter user who stated that putting your pronouns in your bio is just like a decent thing to do. Says who? And
No,
claimed
it's
that
not. It's a stupid and
I
ridiculous.
I didn't
thing
get
to
that memo.
Yeah. So they claim that are you liking tweets that mocks that just sits wrong with many people, except where is this thing that you're talking about? Nobody knows what the fuck you're even talking about, right?
Mm-mm.
So Carano would then go on to inform the fan that her the Mandalorian co-star Pedro Pascal helped me understand why people were putting them in their bios, which is a conversation between the two of them, right? It's really none of their business, but okay. She was sweet enough to divulge that information. I won't be putting them in my bio for good, but good for all you who choose to, she said.
Right.
Yeah. So the reason she put the beep bop boop stuff in or whatever is because she says here, I stand against bullying, especially the most vulnerable, and freedom to choose. So Carano's new understanding did little to deter her critics, who continued to level harassment and accusations of bigotry towards her. The amount of criticism directed towards Carano prompted television and talk radio host Joe Pagliarlo, I'm not familiar with this guy, said, what is the hashtag?
Christy.
Or F you. So they've been going on about this, and this is where the timeline results in the beep boop, the beep bop boop stuff. So she responded to that. They're mad because I won't put pronouns in my bio to show my support for trans lives. Not to say that she doesn't support trans lives, but that is not a measure she's going to take to support trans lives. So after months of harassing me, and again, this is later in the timeline. After months of harassing her in every way, I decided to put 3 very controversial words in my bio. Beep, bop, boop. I'm not against trans lives at all. They need to find less abusive representation. So you have to keep in mind that
yeah, they do.
The beep bop boop is not in response to people saying that she's, or not in response to trans people. It's in response to people calling her transphobic. Okay. This takes place after the months of harassment that has been going on against her. Okay. So the beep bop boop thing, those are, and you can look at that and say, okay, so that's her making a joke about quote unquote pronouns, but not because she has a problem with presenting your pronouns, but because she has a problem with people bullying her into putting pronouns into her profile. So fine, you want me to put something in my profile? Boop, bop, beep, motherfucker.
But a lot of people have never even made the association between pronouns and trans people. I always thought that
I never did.
had more to do with people who were non-binary, who you wouldn't know, who would require clarification, right?
Yeah.
I have no clue.
Here's the point. No one requires any clarification unless you're going to fuck them. So beep, bop, boo hoo for these motherfuckers. You know what? I don't care. If you're going to put your pronouns in your profile, good for fucking you. I'm not going to follow you back because I really don't give a shit what's between your legs unless you're trying to fuck me. Okay? Ooh. That's just really where I'm at with this shit. I am so sick and fucking no. I got bombarded about half a year ago because I come out and I said, you know, I there was some fucking article about, you know, men not dating trans women. It's like, well, yeah. Why is that a problem just because a straight man says he doesn't want to date a trans woman?
Right.
And then I ended up saying something like, yeah, I don't think that kids under the age of 18 should have any kind of fucking hormonal treatment or surgeries until they're old enough to decide such a thing for themselves as an adult. I was a kid once too. If I got to decide what I wanted to be, I'd be a fucking Ninja Turtle, a dinosaur, and a shark. And somebody come after and they just fucking barded me as a transphobe.
Right.
I'm like, where any of that statement, does any of that say I have anything against trans people? In fact, I have a lot of gay and trans friends who have come to me about this kind of shit, the new Oscar business that come out, and all this stuff when it first started with the whole fucking pronouns thing. And you know what they told me? They said this is bullying people into coming out of the closet who don't want to.
Yeah. And you know what else I hate, like, and I got into trouble for it for saying this on Twitter, was that I don't want to be called cis woman or cis female or whatever. Like, I hate when people call me that. I'm like, no, I'm a woman. Like, stop calling me cis male, cis female. Like, I'm just a woman. I'm just a female. Like, that's
How do you get these crazy people to say that stuff to you? Because I don't get that.
I get it all the time too.
Anytime you engage in conversation,
that at all.
Yeah,
at
it's like
all.
if you talk to them, they'll somehow bring it up because they'll check your bio to be like, oh, do you have pronouns in your bio? No? Well, then put it there because you should.
And I have talked about trans, I've talked about all that other stuff, and I haven't got anything of that back because there was that one tweet where they're like, oh, well, if you're a man and you won't date a transgender woman, then you're transphobic. And I'm like, no, they're just not attracted
No,
to
but
you.
that's
Get
a-
over it and find
Right.
out.
That's a great point to bring up, Lorena, is that this is and it's right. This is bullying. This is no longer about respecting someone else's personal choices and decisions for their own lives. This is about forcing you to comply with a standard that they deem to be correct.
Mhm.
It's no longer about respecting the differences between one another. And I think absolutely everybody on this panel is perfectly respectful, caring, and has a whole lot of love for people who are not necessarily like them. And that would include trans people, non-binary people, people who identify in whatever way that they want. I don't care if you are in fact a fucking beep bop boop. I don't care. I don't fucking care how you identify. The only thing I care about is, can you treat me with respect and tolerance, and the fact that we may not always align and agree on everything? And can you accept the fact that I'm willing to do the same for you? Can you accept the fact that we don't always necessarily agree on how to approach things as not an act of hate towards you? Can you accept that? Yeah, if you can do that, then we're good. Let's go get a fucking drink, buddy. I don't care. I really do not care. And this is no longer about Gina being tolerant of their life choices. It's no longer tolerant to accept that someone else chooses to do things. You must be willing to sleep with a trans person, regardless of whether or not that's what you're attracted to. You must be willing to put pronouns in your profile, or you are transphobic. You must comply, or you are a terrible, horrible human being. And we're going to get to in just a minute here all of the absolute crap that they're trying to pull here, because I do want to read this out here. So she offered it up, and she said, when asked if she could see how some would read that as mocking, Carano stated that she did not think trans people would like all of you trying to force a woman to put something in her bio through harassment and name calling every day for a month.
Exactly.
She then offered her opinion that maybe they should be mad at the mockery so many of you made of them, and suggested that maybe wiping the slate clean, and this is what's so big about Gina Carano, and this is one of the reasons why I adore this woman, wiping the slate clean. She's willing to wipe the slate clean. She's willing to move forward. And without the hate speech towards others isn't a bad idea at this point. She's happy to try to engage with you people. She's happy to try and engage with people who've disrespected her, mistreated her, and absolutely walked all over her, called her every horrible name in the book. She just wants to wipe the slate clean, and can we all just get along? And she's got nothing but positive, uplifting stuff to say. So go ahead. I know you want to jump in.
No, they need to respect the fact that she has the right to do what she wants with her page. It's none of their business. I mean, at the end of the day, people need to find a hobby and mind their own business and stop trying to tell other people what to do.
Yeah, get a life.
Yeah, and it's funny because Twitter did not used to be this way. Everyone just pretty much put out their crap and did whatever and had a good time. But lately, it just seems not lately, I'd probably say within the past 2 or 3 years or so, people just policing your freaking speech.
Yeah.
It's like a mob mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a complete
And
mob
it's
mentality.
really scary too, because it kind of like makes you censor yourself all the time. So
I love this here, and I want to point to this because this is, if you don't have a good idea of who Gina Carano is as a person, this will give you a damn good idea right here. So Carano's selection of pronouns led one user to demand the actress just say you're transphobic and move on, to which the actress flipped the script and directed those exact words towards her accuser. You're transphobic and move on.
That made my day.
Yeah, I laughed so hard when I read that. I was like, damn, girl. Yeah.
Go ahead, girl.
She's not playing with these people. I don't understand why they keep trying her.
Well, now they're trying to cancel her. Like they're like trying to reach out to Disney.
Yes,
like,
that's what these fools do. They're always trying to cancel somebody. Oh no, get rid of them, fire them, whatever. They said something we didn't like, and they hurt our feelings on Twitter.
So,
But they'll defend Cuties, though. They'll defend
Yeah,
that.
they'll do that.
Yeah.
good fucking Lord. So ultimately, Carano stated that Beep Bop Boop has zero to do with mocking trans people, but instead has everything to do with exposing the bullying mentality of the mob that has taken over the voices of many genuine causes. I wanted people to know that you can take hate with a smile, she declared. So boop you for misunderstanding.
Oh, I missed that
That
one.
was
That's
so
I
funny.
missed
funny.
that. Yeah.
Oh, I love
I
it
love
so
that.
much.
That was
So
fun.
Wow.
there's that. But I'm going to pull this up here next because, oh, Jesus Lord, this is bad, guys. So why are we discussing this tonight? Why are we bringing this up? Because this has gotten out of hand. They are legit trying to cancel. They're trying very hard to cancel Gina Carano at this point. And this is, oh, that's not what I meant to do at all. Copy, you stupid thing, so I don't have to frickin' pull up a new tab. This was more work. I should have just done it the other way.
Yeah, I was gonna say this too. Actually, I was gonna say if anybody really, really, really is that worried about what she likes, just look up who she's dated.
Yeah.
Who has she dated?
Who'd she
Henry
date?
Cavill for
Henry
one.
Cavill.
Oh,
Yes!
yes.
Hey, that's cool.
That makes so much sense.
So hot, and so is he. They would have made it.
God, they would have
He
made
also
beautiful
has a
fucking
general,
babies.
he has a very different
I-
attitude than a lot of those people in Hollywood too.
Mm-hmm.
He's a lot more
Well, he's a
reasonable.
gentleman. He's a complete gentleman, right?
Mhm.
And he himself has come out a few times as saying, like, I don't really know what to do. I'm scared to death of these ladies. They're gonna say some shit, and I'm gonna be screwed, man. You know they had a good time too, man.
Oh,
You know they had a good time together. Those two could throw each other around. Jesus. Sorry.
Yes.
So let me kind of
Henry Cavill.
this bigger here for everybody. There we go. So here is the bullying. So Data Racer, our good friend Data Racer, he's amazing. He does these wonderful compilations of what's actually going down on Twitter all the time, right? So here we'll pull up some of this. So the SJW has been bullying her for weeks, demanding she put pronouns in her bio and calling her a transphobic ugly bitch. Now they're trying to get her fired from Disney's Star Wars. So they're mad because I won't put pronouns into my bio to show my support for trans lives. After months of harassing me, I decided to put 3 very controversial words in my bio. Beep, bop, boop. I'm not against trans lives at all. They need to find less abusive representation. Agreed. So I don't think trans people would like all of you trying to force me to force a woman to put something in her bio through harassment and name calling every day for months, such as racist, transphobe, bitch, weirdo. I hope you die. I hope you lose your career. You're fat. You're ugly. Jesus Christ. Who calls that woman fat or ugly?
Who calls her
Crazy
what?
people. Delusional people.
Motherfuckers call her Oompa Loompa.
What?
How?
How and what? Where?
She's like pure muscle.
Yeah.
You'll see if you go into any of those
MMA
fucking
fighter,
tweets.
you know?
Give me
It's
$500.
So because it's so funny too, because they would never say anything like that to her face because she would bash them in.
Hell no.
Ever.
Hell no. They wouldn't dare do
Y'all
that.
ever see Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back?
Yeah.
Yes.
I would love it if fucking Gina took her Star Wars money and she's like, fucking, who is that? Nana Grapes of Pakistan. Did you say block me? Or and then she kicks her fucking ass.
How many tickets
Goes
can
to
this
Diana's
buy?
house. You called me a dumb transphobic bitch, and then you hope that I lost my job. Well, guess what? My job made the money, so I'd come here and beat your ass. And next, just go down the fucking line. I'm sorry.
Oh my god. No, but it's true. It's just like people who are just angry and evil and mad. The first thing they'll do is call this woman ugly.
Oh,
they go
do.
for the looks first, as if she's completely invested in her looks, So they go for that first.
Well,
Ridiculous.
and that's the weird thing is because clearly we're talking about a beautiful woman. Let's just see if we can go back here. Like there's her picture, right? There's her profile
she's
picture.
gorgeous.
Jesus Lord, she's gorgeous. And
she dated Henry Cavill. There's nothing anyone can say.
Freaking idiots.
You can't say anything about her ever.
They just hate her because they ain't her.
She could have been Wonder Woman, by the way. And I'm not saying I don't absolutely adore freaking
Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. I love Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, but look at Gina and tell me that couldn't be fucking Wonder Woman. That could be Wonder Woman right there. Shit's on point. All right.
I can see it.
So So this is just some of the shit that they've got going on here. So, oi, Gina Carano, block me before I stamp on your entitled, transphobic, COVID-loving head, stinky lady. What are you, 5? Okay.
Probably.
Look crazy.
Oh my God.
You're not the victim here, you transphobic hag. Okay, yeah, totally a hag. You're blind, stupid,
Hag?
retarded. Okay. Disney, when are you gonna fire Gina for being openly transphobic and a passive aggressive racist?
I think that wins. That one wins. That is so freaking ridiculous and over the top.
Racist,
Oh my
really?
gosh, racist. Well, you got receipts for that? No, but
None.
that's what you're gonna call
None.
her, right?
Yeah.
She disagrees with you.
Don't be shy, Star Wars. Fire Gina Carano. Dumb transphobic bitch. I hope you lose your job. No, you're just transphobic trash. Fuck off, you stupid piece of shit. Fuck you, you transphobic piece of shit. They go on and on and on. Hey, at Robert Iger, says Bob Iger or whatever. Your company is LGBTQIA alphabet plus friendly. Yeah? Gina Carano has no place in The Mandalorian or any other Disney property. Her behavior is explicitly transphobic, and disgusting. No, it's fucking not.
No, it's
You
not.
have no place on earth. Get out.
You're reading into what she does.
They want Hollywood to blacklist her. Isn't even a good actor, and now she is a good actor. You freaking idiot! She's actually really good. So they go on. This goes on for pages and pages. And pages.
That's crazy.
This is just the first one.
Give me $500.
There's more shit. I'm here. Look at this. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Goes on. It fucking goes on.
Wow.
Yeah. 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 This is some crazy shit. This goes on for it looks like he's got about 8 pages worth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages worth of this shit. 8. Wow. No, maybe 9. It might be 9. Okay. No. Wait. All right.
They are deranged.
I don't know how
8 pages.
How this guy does this. I can't believe he keeps track of all this. He's crazy.
8 pages of this shit. And they want to cancel her from Star Wars. And I'm telling you guys right now, look, Mandalorian, and I'll stop screen sharing this here because I'm going to preach for 2 seconds, okay? Mandalorian, I have my problems with Mandalorian. And if Alora were here, she'd be like, girl, preach, right? But I have my issues with Mandalorian. But you know what? One of the things I actually really love about Mandalorian is fucking Cara Dune. There's nothing wrong with that character. She's well written. She's well portrayed. She's a lot of fun. And I have a feeling that they're going to go really deep with her. And she's hand in hand with the Mandalorian, right? You can tell that they have a good, sort of bromance almost sort of going on. And it legitimately works for me. And the one fucking show that Star Wars fans can finally come together over, the one show that we can all sort of sit back and go, okay, you know what? Even if I have a problem here and a problem there with it, hell yeah, culture, love your face.
Hey, culture.
I just
hey, man.
The one show that we all managed to come together on, you guys gotta fuck it up. Well, here's my message to you. Go ahead and fire Gina Disney. I fucking dare you, because I'll walk and I'll take as many of my fucking subscribers with me as I can. I swear to Bob, I will walk my happy ass off that platform faster than you can fucking blink, because she is one of the few redeeming things. And Mandalorian is one of the only reasons that I still have Disney Plus. Okay. Because your shit content on there is not fucking worth it. I already own all those fucking movies on DVD anyway.
Well, I'm still going to be stuck with Disney Plus because I've got a sister with 3 kids, and Disney Plus helps keep her ass sane. So.
I have not seen The Mandalorian because I've given up on pretty much everything Star Wars after The Last Jedi. I haven't watched the last one either.
Neither
I am tempted to watch The Mandalorian because of Gina. So if you fire her, you're really shooting yourself in the foot, because even people like me who are even remotely tempted to watch the series is because of her. So
The Mandalorian is pretty much the only thing they have left that Star Wars fans will watch. So this is not a good look for them if they do that.
It's the one thing we can come together on. And this, look, it's kind of a weird thing that they lob at us all the time, right? Oh, we're trying to destroy the Star Wars fandom, right? We're the ones who can't ever be happy. We can never be satisfied. We're nitpickers, blah, 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 blah. Look, all of our issues come down to the actual movies themselves, right? And the things that you actually say to us, the things that Disney, Lucasfilm, and their employees have actually said and directed at us specifically when they've called us terrible names, right? None of us give a rat's ass if John Boyega is a dick from time to time. We still kind of respect the guy for the fact that he can be such a dick sometimes. Wild card. None of us really care what it is that Daisy Ridley thinks politically. And Lord love me, if this isn't a good example, I don't know what to use. Nobody fucking agrees with Mark Hamill politically. He's a fucking kook, okay?
Yeah, putting it nicely.
Right? He's a fucking he's the one who said he's a crank on Twitter, right? Like,
Yes.
we all know Mark Hamill's a fucking crank on Twitter, and ideologically, most people, at least in this sort of I don't want to say conservative, but this sort of like middle of the road and centrist area tend to be like, okay, so we don't agree with Mark Hamill, but you know what, we on politics, but you know what we do agree with him on? Fucking Luke Skywalker's not Jake Skywalker bullshit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We don't fucking care. And we never tried to get Mark Hamill canceled because we didn't agree with him politically speaking.
Right.
Your asses are throwing Gina Carano. Oh, you gotta fire her. The one fucking thing we all finally agreed on, you asshats.
Well, you know, Mark Hamill's like the opposite to William Shatner on Twitter. Man, that guy keeps owning them SJWs all the time. It's fantastic. He's just like Gina, but for like Star Trek.
I think eventually in the end, I don't think anything's going to really happen to Gina Carano. I don't see this getting her
I don't
fired.
think she says anything to actually give them ammo.
No, there's nothing. It's like it's a nothing burger. There's no
nothing
there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and they also did hire Rosario Dawson in the midst of controversy surrounding her in that lawsuit. So if they weren't afraid of that, then they're not going to be afraid of this.
This is internet beef. Disney
You can't
doesn't
help
give
but
a
wonder if
crap.
they're starting to wake up where the money actually comes from, though. Wake up to that fact where, like, because you're right, you're absolutely right, and that's a great point. They did hire Rosario Dawson in the middle of all of that, and that's because none of us really give a shit. We actually like Rosario Dawson.
Right.
Amazing,
Yeah.
fucking racist. Us racists,
I
guys.
love it. I can't wait.
Rosario
love
Dawson
her.
would be fantastic for Ahsoka. We're all on board, right? We're all on board with that one. And I'm sitting over here like, oh, us fucking racists. And they did. I think it's a pretty good indicator that maybe they're starting to wake up where their fucking money comes from, right? Like, maybe ignore the retards over in that corner who keep clicking the window.
They kind of have no choice because the parks aren't really making a whole lot of money. So you know, they got to
And
get
the
their
longer
crap
people
together.
stay out of the parks, the more accustomed they become to not going in the first place.
And their Disney remakes are tanking, which we'll get to.
We will
Yeah.
I love that, Nina. I love it. Your sassy little self over there. I wanted to hug you so much right there. It's fucking true. So hopefully they're waking up to this shit. I agree with Lorena. No, I don't think they're gonna fire her. I don't think she's given him cause to fire her. But I will tell you this: if Gina Carano goes, I fucking walk.
Well, see, that's the other thing too. Like, they fired James Gunn a while ago for bad tweets
And brought him back.
and then brought him back because they realized that, he makes some money. So I don't know if they're, gonna fire her.
Their bottom dollar is all that matters.
Yeah. And right now they don't have very much of it. So
Exactly.
beggars can't be choosers.
Gina is our queen. And look, I would encourage you guys, before we move on to our next subject, I know we got some super chats we need to get to, and we're going to kick it over to Lorena here in just a minute. But I would encourage you guys, if you need a pep in your step, a brightening to your day, and you're not already following Gina Carano, go check out her profile, because the truth is, this woman is a beacon of sunshine. As much as she could kick your ass, she's got this really gentle spirit about her. And she's just full of light and love. I actually saw her tweet something out earlier today, and hold on, I'll pull it up here. I retweeted it because it was just so beautiful and lovely. And it says this: it's a picture, and it says, "Better to light a candle than to curse the darkness." This girl is so it's beautiful, and she's fun to follow. So I would encourage you guys, if you're not already following Gina Carano and you need something to light up your life a little bit, go follow that gal. She's amazing, and she's got a beautiful spirit about her. And I'd hang out and get a beer with her any damn day.
Yeah, same here.
So I know we got a few super chats we need to get to. I see you guys hanging out in the chat. You all are awesome. We got about almost 450 people watching, guys.
Wow.
Make sure you hit that like button, spread the link. And I appreciate you guys being in the chat. You guys are awesome sauce. Let me back it up here. All right. So from Latino Slant for $2.99. And Jane, please feel free to jump in on these super chats. We tend to kind of rotate who's reading. So we'll go around and everybody will get to read one. So I'll start and then we'll just go around clockwise here. Latino Slant for $2.99 says, Fem and Tom. Great ending review, Nina. Hey, Lorena. Bye.
Latino Slant, thank you. Yeah, everybody, I've been putting out some movie reviews, so check it out on my channel. I put one out today, and I put out one yesterday. First one was for I'm Pregnant, and then today was for I'm Thinking of Ending Things. That movie was trippy. Check it out.
Cool. All right,
Nice.
Nina, you want to go ahead and grab the next super chat?
All right, we've got Goddess of Whim 2003 for $5. Thank you so much. Says these morons better better be glad they have their keyboards and smartphones to hide behind, because Gina would
Unalive.
That's a fun way to put it.
Yeah, she would. She would kill him.
Thank you for the $5 super chat, Goddess. Jane, you want to grab the Terminus $5 one?
Yeah, Terminus EST for $5. These little twats should stop watching for pronouns and start watching porn instead.
Porn.
Oh my God.
Rob knows all about that.
This better not be porn.
Oh my.
Oh, next super chat we
That's
have is from Matt G for $5. Thank you. Today, the most toxic and awesome female Fandom Menace fan has finally made it to the most toxic and awesome female stream. Bionic belly button. Nee. I've been seeing Bionic belly button in ages. It's so good to see it.
Yeah, we need to holler at her.
Okay.
Oh my god, guys!
What?
Gina just liked my reply.
What?
Oh, yay! Cool.
Remember the tweet I was telling you? Remember the tweet I was literally just telling you about?
Yeah.
She just liked my reply to that.
That's
Oh my
cool.
God, that's awesome. Tell her to come check us out.
I'll hail the queen.
She's gonna be officially Fandom Menace.
I love this queen so
Oh
much.
yeah, for sure.
Okay, I'm not gonna cry. I'm good. Okay. All right. Jeffrey Turner, aka Mega Jetty, for $2. Thank you so much, Mega Jetty. We appreciate you. He says Gina followed G&G, and I welcomed her to the community, and I would love to see you all welcome her. Right? Like, just go be sweet to Gina. She needs some.
Yeah,
love.
she's awesome.
Yeah.
She's
Thank you, Mega
fascinating.
Jetty. Yeah, give her some love, guys. The chick's getting slammed from all sides. Oh my god, I'm so stoked she
Ooh.
liked my reply. All right, I'm good. I'm gonna stop fangirling right now, I swear. Nina,
All right, so Bat
Tell
Chang.
her come watch a show and get her ass on here.
I am not a bad
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Tell her to come check us out.
Please come on. We'd like to have you.
I hide now.
I'm kidding.
I hide. What if no? I don't want to do that. I don't want to pressure her. She gets enough pressure.
She would probably do it.
Yeah, but she'll probably do it because
You don't ask, you don't get.
Exactly.
Well,
And it's love.
Be a maximum effort puppy, and I'll give you a Fenton.
I don't know. I can't do it.
Right now.
No, I didn't put that out there though, so that she would feel pressure to put it out there. So
I'm
she'd feel
kidding.
supported.
I'm kidding. Don't feel pressure. I'm kidding.
want that poor woman to have a good day. That's all.
I disagree with Tom. Do it. No, I'm just kidding. So Batchang for $1.99. Thank you so much, sweetheart. It says Tom spitting that fire.
I do that sometimes.
That's how he caught his pants on fire that one time.
You promised you wouldn't fucking tell anybody about that.
Well, I was drunk when I promised that, Tom.
Fair enough.
Never accept drunk promises.
Bionic Belly Button for $5 says, I don't think what's between someone's legs or where they want to put what's between their legs should be the first thing I think about when I say hi.
Rita.
I love that. I love that super chat. Really well said.
It's true.
Absolutely. Like, how much more disrespectful can you get? Like, all I care about is whether or not you got some junk.
The right junk.
Which, of course, in German means a whale's vagina.
Jesus, take the wheel. Okay, Terminus EST for $5. Thank you. If you are a Christian, why put pronouns in your bio when you can put proverbs?
Oh my goodness. That's good. Wow.
Good point.
Yeah. Valid.
I'm still just
I
freaking
tweet
out.
proverbs, so I
You
guess
do.
I'm trying not to freak out. Okay, all right. The rookie critic. Hey, rookie. Love your face, man. For $2, he says, beep to bop to the boop. Beep, bop to the beep.
Hey, you quit being so disrespectful, you little shit.
What?
I'm gonna come over there and I'm gonna spank your ass just like your old man should. I'm kidding. I love Jeff.
my.
Wow.
goodness.
I'm kidding. He's like a kid. He's like 12.
Oh my god.
I'm kidding. Jeff's he's a good shit. He's a really awesome dude.
He drops a lot of F-bombs for a 12-year-old. Maybe
Right.
I know. He's actually in his 20s. We give him shit and call him a baby all the time because he's so young.
he does have a baby face. So, all right.
No, we love him. He actually sent me the script the other day for the new Tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
Ooh, I can't wait for that.
Tomatoes.
I probably can't say no more than that. I'm a hush up.
Okay.
All right. So Terminus Est for $2. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Says beep bop boop is droid speak for I love you, drunk 3PL.
Gina Carano. Oh, look. Okay, I love Jay. You guys know I love Jay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She dated Henry Cavill. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Hey, OG.
Yeah, guys, send some love to Alora over
Yes.
on Twitter. She's having cord difficulties and
Nuts.
internet, or not internet, but laptop issues.
Power issues.
Having a rough day, guys. So, all right. Jane, do you want to? Oh, wait.
That was
We're
it.
out. Oh, okay. All right. So then we're going to kick it on over to our girl, Lorena. We're about to touch on something not fun, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be rough. This is going to be rough. We love you, OG.
We love you, OG.
Yes,
So-
we do. Yes, we do.
All right. Did you catch the article that I sent earlier, Lorena?
The one from the Daily Caller, right?
There's that one, and then there's the one from, I believe it was Bounding into Comics about Cuties as well. So there should
There's
be.
still a couple, Mary, there's still a couple more super chats if you want to read those.
I did not, Mary. I do not have the one from Bounding into Comics.
I thought there was one from Bounding into Comics. I could be completely
There
wrong.
was, but it was
Where
not.
did you
for
guys leave
Cuties.
off on the super chats here? then?
On the Noda Band account, $1.99.
Okay, so there's that one. Okay, so yeah, there's a whole slew more guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Well, then while we're doing that, I'll go ahead and throw this article up here
Yeah.
into the group chat for Lorena as well.
Okay,
so
yeah,
she can
'cause
have
I
that as
don't-
well.
Yeah,
All right,
it's not there.
so let's see here. I'm not seeing that.
Not a band account. After Tom's.
There we go. Not a band account for $1.99 says now that Cuties is
There we go.
mainstream, what's next? We're literally just about to get into that, and it is going to be. That's gonna be rough. That's gonna be rough. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for this super chat. Not a band account. I hope you remain not a band account.
Daniel Edwards for $20. Thank you so much. Says this is for the lovely ladies. Well, thank you so much.
Daniel Edwards is friggin' awesome.
Yeah, he is. He's great.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate that, Daniel.
The rookie critic for $2 says, if she's ugly, then I'm purty.
You are purty.
You are pretty. And you make pretty cookies. I love your cookie video.
That is a horrible thing to say, rookie.
Why is that a horrible thing to say?
Because rookie's purty.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if she's ugly, then he's purty. That's a terrible thing to say.
Because it's purty anyway.
Get it? Because it's like an oxymoron or some shit. I don't know. I drank a little bit.
I think I get what he's trying to say, but I think
what you're saying.
he might have
saying.
flip-flobbeted it around somehow.
Yeah, I got what he was saying.
Flibbity-jibbity. Are you drunk, Jeff?
No, but I am. So
Jay, why are you here? Because you heard your fucking name. That's why.
Oh, he heard his name.
His name, or did he hear Gina Carano's name?
Both.
Probably both.
I love him. I was hanging out with him, I was giving him mad hell this morning. I was like hashtagging all kinds of shit in the chat, like hashtag Jay hates kittens. Or drunk 3PO hates kittens.
Well, he does. He feeds them to gators. I saw it.
Yeah, like hashtag.
Oh, don't tell me that, because I love cats. You better not be feeding them the gators.
I'm kidding.
I did all kinds of nonsense. I was just bombarding them.
It's funny. Well, let's see this next super chat. Crispy Critters for $2. Gina could kill him with one eyelash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm jealous. I would love that superpower.
I can't be the only one who just wants to take the girl out for a drink, right? Like, and like, okay, not in the byway, but like in the purely platonic, like,
whatever. You would totally jump on that
rounds
shit
on
if
me.
she gave you a chance.
Get whatever you want, it's on me. You know, yeah, absolutely.
You'd be all over.
I am a happily involved woman. Okay, I'm just saying. She seems like
if she's not on your list. That's your fault.
Look, why are you determined to get me in trouble, Tom? Why are you determined? You're so determined to get me in trouble.
Get enough drinks in her, she'll be like, who's Andrew? What?
Yeah, I'm really not trying to get my boyfriend absolutely mutilated by Gina Carano. That'd be great. Lee Jordan for $4.99 says beep bop boop to the hip to the hop. You don't stop. What? No, sorry, I added to the don't stop, but I know what he was going for there. To the bop. To the stop. Oh, Jay!
We said hi, Jay.
I really said hi,
He's
Jay.
milking for fucking sympathy. Don't listen to him. He's like a 5-year-old who wants attention, and he will lie to get it. I love you, Jay, but it's true.
I love Jay, and everybody knows we all love Jay. And look, we can't help ourselves. When Jay shows up in the chat and he's like, oh, nobody even said hi to me. Immediately all the girls go, oh, in unison.
All right, so on to the next super chat. The rookie critic for $2 says, stop harassing Tico while you harass Gina.
Exactly.
Okay, I got it.
Sorry, while we harass while we harass Gina.
Right.
Absolutely.
Culture Casino for $2 says, for the record, I identify as toxic femme on Mondays.
Smart.
I'll start a GoFundMe for his transition if you need.
Oh.
Wow.
Let me know, man.
Well.
Here.
Machiny90 for $5. Thank you. For that wall of tweets you just showed, I would love it if any of them said that straight to her face just to see what happens next.
Oh, it would be
You know
epic.
these punks wouldn't do that. They would run and hide.
They have no balls. They have
none. Crystal.
They wouldn't say that kind of stuff to our face, and we're not MMA fighters. They would never say that to her face. She would she's scary.
They would seriously pee their pants pretty much.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wouldn't say it to our faces because we're all perfectly happy to tote a gun, but
Yes.
Gina doesn't need to. But Gina doesn't need to, right? Like Gina can literally, like, one arm choke your ass out, like, mommy, you'd be begging for your mommy on the ground, hoping to God that, or thanking God at least that she wore perfume while she murdered you. Because
Oh my.
there's no better way to go. Like seriously, that's like death by snoo, right? That's death by snoo right
The
there.
boss says no to the transition thing. Sorry.
Oh my god.
Oh,
That's hilarious.
499 says, hello, ladies. You think Kathleen K is jealous or scared of Gina C? I don't think it matters. She may be, if she's smart, she is. But I don't think it matters because she's on her way out.
Yeah.
I'm fighting with your old man in the chat right now, by the way.
What? What did
yeah, I
it
saw
I'm like,
that.
come on, admit this shit, motherfucker. Like, you wouldn't watch. And if you didn't videotape it, I would kick your ass. And he's like, you serious? I'm like, yeah, I'm serious. I would fucking kick your ass. So, like, yeah. Who wouldn't watch that shit?
Yeah, I would seriously hit you, Andrew.
Please stop poking the wolf. Please stop poking the wolf.
Okay, so I hit him, not kick his ass. But I would kick his ass if, like, you and Gina got it on and he didn't videotape it. Come on.
Lord have mercy.
But she would have to allow it. I mean,
Well, that's an assumption, but still. It goes without saying. You could you could fucking sell that shit. Holy cow. Jesus take the wheel. Why? I don't. What does Jesus got to do with this?
Drive fast.
Andrew's the one that's got to take the wheel here and be the man and just grab the video camera.
Some shit, Tom. You started.
I'll start all the shit I want today.
That's what he does, though.
That's why we don't have nice things, Tom.
Fine, I'm going back to the back room.
he's trying to get Andrew murdered. That's
All
what's
right. So Bruce Lombardo for $10. Hey Bruce, good to see you here. Says there's nothing better than a night immersed in hobbies and listening to the sound of intelligent conversation. We can bypass the cuties talk. I'm so good not hearing that bile topic anymore. I hear you, man. I hear you.
Yeah. Culture Casino for $2 says, sub to Drunk 3PO. Maybe he'll send Mara her leggings.
Oh,
bam.
Somebody behind on shipping?
Yeah, it's been like months, Lorena.
Oh, that's messed up. I got mine in 2 weeks.
Oh, wow. It
Yeah.
goes to show he likes you most. The mostest.
Well, let's see. Goddess of Whim for $1.49. A sticker, a white unicorn with rainbow hair. So that's a Doomicorn, right? There we go.
Oh, that's funny.
oh shit! All right, hold on. Where are we?
Where we at? The rookie critic for you. Yeah.
Hey, rookie critic with $2 says hashtag Gina Mayhem. Oh, I love
Oh, that's so cute. Oh.
All right. Larry for $1.99. Thank you so much. A thumbs up. That's
it. Yay! I like thumbs.
Yay. Culture Casino for $2. Hail to the ever lovely at Caffeinated Wolf.
Aww.
Quit kissing his ass.
We love bromances here, Tom.
Absolutely. So we have. Oh, what was that?
Oh,
I don't know. That was me.
I thought that was somebody's cat. Like I thought it was your cat, Lorraine. I was like, what did you do?
No, that was Jay throwing it to a gator.
That's not cool.
You know I will come find you, Jay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So next super chat, EVA Unit 4A for $5. Thank you. Toxic Femme, please help me raise my spirits. Wildfires, SJW, politics, secret hideout, KK. I'm depressed and scared. Love to all. Hashtag need, hashtag midnight's edge. Well, we'll try to definitely try to do that, even through the tough stuff, you know.
Absolutely. And thank you for the support, EVA. We
Yes.
appreciate it. I just, whenever I see it, I want to go, Eva.
Oh my god, that's funny.
I love that movie.
Oh.
Yes. Thank you so much. Well, let me go ahead and read this next news. So, the BS is real. For $2 says the hate mob is evil. I
It is.
would agree with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
I would
it
agree
is.
with that.
Yeah.
I
It's
think
insane.
definitely.
I think it is evil. I think anytime that you are actually genuinely attempting to inflict harm, and that's what these people are trying to do to Gina here. They're trying to inflict harm on her. They're trying to make her lose her job. They're trying to make her lose her status that she worked for to be in this industry. This woman has worked her ass off to be in this industry. And by the way, can I just say that on that panel that she did for The Mandalorian when she was wearing that yellow dress, she looked exactly like
That
Belle.
yellow dress was freaking
Yeah.
awesome.
She
I
looked
wanted it.
exactly like
I
Belle.
wanted it.
I didn't
What-
see her.
Girl, I'll have to find it again later and send it to you. But she did it like it was
fire.
just her, it was the whole panel or whatever. They did like a Mandalorian panel interview thing or whatever, and she was just so excited, and she looked close to tears at times. And
Mhm.
it was a beautiful interview that she gave, and she looked ravishing, and she looked just
She's
like Belle from
hot.
Beauty and the Beast. Yes, Tom, she's hot.
She's hot.
She's hot.
She was so beautiful, and she was so genuine and
See
sincere
your
and
naked
real.
pictures. They're
Jesus
hot,
Christ,
dude.
Tom!
Oh my god. She might be
Okay.
watching.
I didn't put him out there. She did. She's gonna put him out there. I'm gonna look at like y'all didn't look at Chris Evans' dick this weekend.
I did
Please,
not.
You lie like a rug.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I have no idea what you're talking about, dude.
No
I
idea
did
what
make
you're
a joke though. I did make a joke about it
Y'all
being
are a
American.
bunch of liars.
I didn't look at it, but I did make a joke about it being
Even
American.
Anna looked at it. Oh, what?
Yeah, of course Anna looked at it.
Chris Evans is not my cup of tea. So no.
I'm gonna plead the fifth on that.
No comment.
And with that, we're gonna move on.
At
to the
least
next
Nina is fucking honest. I would give her. I'm gonna give her a maximum effort puppy.
Okay. All right, we really need to get on to the next topic here. It's just gonna take a while.
Culture Casino,
Maximum
$2
effort
says
puppy.
the bosses. No to the transition thing. Sorry.
Thank you so much there. And Jane, do you want to get this this next one from Bikini here?
Macony 90 for $5. Gina will be Fandom Menace, and it'll be drunk to talk her in. I'm calling it Carano for Toxic Femme, High Council, and maybe even Dark Council.
Ooh.
I mean, I would never say no to having. I think Gina could actually have an intelligent conversation with us. Is the thing. I think if and I'm not sitting here saying, oh, we need to like coerce Gina into being on the panel. That's not what I mean. But if this situation ever arose where Gina wound up in a situation where she'd like to actually be on a panel with us, I feel like we could legitimately talk to her, and that we could do so in a way that is not like all of the things that they say about us on a constant and regular basis aren't true. And I think that she would be able to tell that just from the conversation, right? And I think that she could engage in that honestly and sincerely. And the woman makes me want to cry because she's got such a beautiful heart. I'd love to pick her brain about some stuff. I really would. I think that'd be amazing. But nah, I mean, stop giving credit to Drunk. He hasn't done it yet. I'll give him credit when he does it. If Drunk drags her in, I will give him full credit. But until such time, stop giving that man so much credit. All right? Stop it. Stop it. I hope he's still listening. He's going to text me and be like, what the fuck? Love you, Jay. All right, so we should probably go ahead. I think that's all the super chats, right?
There's two more.
Okay, all right. So
There is. Okay, so Culture Casino, $2. Tom, please sleep. We have a show tomorrow. Remember?
I remember. Do you remember? Pepperidge Farm members.
And yeah, one more. It's the one on the screen.
What the fuck? Sorry. I wasn't even looking at the screen. I was looking at Twitter. I just got face swapped with Gina Carano.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. That looks really cool. Sorry, okay. So we got another one here from Ava Unit 4A for $2. Ava, not Eva or EVA. Gotcha. Ava.
Ava.
No.
All right.
Ava.
Ava Unit 4A.
Got it. Ava Unit 4A. Noted. Thank you. We appreciate the super chat, Ava.
Got it.
All right, let's go ahead and kick this over to Lorena. That took us an hour. So, Lorena.
Hopefully this doesn't, but we'll see. We'll see where this takes us. So I can't share. I can't. There
it is.
There we go. Okay, so I'm pretty sure by now folks have heard about the movie Cuties.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Who all on the panel has seen this movie?
I haven't. I protest to see this movie. I've seen a lot of reviews on it, and obviously I've looked at a lot of articles on it.
I've only seen some clips that people posted on Twitter, and it was so bad that I couldn't even last like 30 seconds into some of the clips. I was like, okay, I'm out. I'm definitely out for this movie.
Yeah, I've only watched the clips and read the parents' guide, which is all I needed.
Well, what I did was I watched Anna's review on it, and of course I trust Anna. I believe her, and plus she was incredibly descriptive. And so when she says to me that there are close-ups, that they zoom in on parts where they're, and some of the descriptors that she gave, and God help me, I can't believe I'm about to repeat this description because it's so incredibly uncomfortable. There was a moment where they were attempting to like exorcise this girl, right? Like there's like an exorcist thing going on, and they're trying to like have a prayer part, and the zooming in that they essentially had her bent over in a doggy style position, and then were like squirting water on her as a man would to a grown woman. That was disturbing to me, and it was not the only description like that. And we're going to keep that to a minimum here, but trust me when I say that when I was watching that review, it gave me more than enough to know where I stood on this particular subject.
It's sickening.
Well, I know for me, yes, and I did see Anna's description. I know for me personally, I did watch the film. And the reason why that I watched the film is because, one, I wanted to know what I was talking about when you have people push back and say that this film is harmless, when they say that this film is about female empowerment, when there is no such thing, when you have Netflix basically, I'll say lying, because it's pretty much what they did, with parental advisory for this, because at first it was labeled as severe and then they changed it to mild, and it is nowhere near mild whatsoever. So granted, I have nieces who are under the age of 10. One of the part-time jobs that I have is as a dance instructor, and I have young girls who will sometimes come into my classes. And a lot of times I will self-censor routines that I have if girls are in my classes, because I don't want to get them to get the wrong idea. And two, it's not even necessary. Right. So watching this movie was painful to my soul, but I'm glad I did it because I can push back on this BS. Because yes, I did cancel my Netflix subscription, and the reason that I said I did it was because of trash like this.
Can I just say right now, and then I'm going to head to the back anyway because I have not seen it. I've said more than enough about this in other places. Just so everybody was listening in the chat before everybody takes off, we're going to try to avoid getting into the descriptiveness of it.
Yes.
We're going to focus more on, how Netflix is reacting, how people are reacting more so than anything else. And then, so don't worry.
Absolutely.
We're going to try to avoid a bunch of descriptive stuff here because there's more than enough out there, especially Anna's breakdown. I think if you really, really want to know about it,
I think it's disturbing for this particular conversation.
Without having to watch it. That's the best way to probably do it. Yeah.
Can I just say one thing? Because I'm, as most of you know on the panel, I'm Persian Canadian. I was born and raised in a Muslim country, so I know that this movie started out describing a Muslim French girl's, journey and life, and I know that there's a lot of that, a lot of what the director was trying to do was to shine light on the toxicness of Muslimhood, which I agree with, on of Islam on another level. But there is a way that you can do a movie like this where it shines light on the, you know, the things that Islam doesn't do right. And without having to do the antithesis of what you're trying, the point that you're trying to make, which is about the sexualization of little girls and all that kind of stuff. Like the camera angles and all the stuff that, like, you know, basically they chose to do goes against everything that they're trying to say that they're trying to do. And it really just, it's unnecessary.
And it is. And like one of the things that that about this film is that they could have done things much better, much cleaner, without all those angles, and still get the same point across, because they build this as she's rebelling against her conservative parents. What they didn't say blatantly was that you had a traditional West African, because they're Senegalese, Muslim family, conservative Muslim family, but they wouldn't say that. They wouldn't say that.
The other thing too here is that they keep switching up the purpose of the film. Because that was one of the angles. But another angle was, oh, well, this is to serve as a warning to the public about the sexualization of children.
I don't see
so
how
which is it?
I don't see how that's a possible angle. So I've looked at the trailer, and I've seen the posters, and I've heard I've seen the reviews on this movie, and I do not understand how you, and I know that Tom put that thing in there earlier, but I do not understand how you call something out by doing and being that exact thing. How do you do that? How do you call something out by absolutely not? And no, this isn't, as I understand it, this is not calling it out in like a pointing to that it happens. No, being this thing. You're not like, you're not pointing to this thing. You are being this thing. You had these 11-year-old little girls dress in this way, in this provocative way, posture themselves in these ways, had this kind of imagery take place on screen. The parents of these girls should, I'm sorry, but they shouldn't have these kids. This should absolutely be under investigation.
They should all be in jail. Yeah. Hands down. And that's the other thing too. The way people are trying to justify it is saying, oh, well, but they're actors. No, they're children.
They are children. They are children whose parents had them audition. Not only did they have them audition, because this is how choreography works. They had to learn that choreography to get the audition, and then to get the job, and then having to learn all of that choreography and do it repeatedly. Yeah. Okay. There are no consequences in this movie for this girl. Coming of age stories tell lessons. The kids learn lessons. They learn what's right and they learn what's wrong.
Actually, that's something that I was going to ask you.
Gets off scot-frickin-free. She basically tries to stab somebody. She basically tries to commit second-degree murder, pretty much. And at the end of it, she walks away.
And that's the thing. It has an MA rating, so it's clearly not for children to learn any coming of age lesson.
Nothing.
Well, that's actually they acknowledge that this needs to be for mature audiences, right? They acknowledge that this is so bad, despite the fact that they have children on screen doing this. They acknowledge that this is for mature audiences, right? But what exactly are mature audiences supposed to be taking? You can get this story across for mature audiences without parading 11-year-old prepubescent girls half naked across the screen.
And also without demonizing the extended family that's trying to put her on the right path. That's demonized. The nuclear family is demonized, but yet letting this child run rampant and do whatever is glorified. And they call that female empowerment. That's not female empowerment. That's enablement.
And all of the people that are coming, like jumping up to defend this, right? And look, I've seen a lot of people do that at this point. Oh, you're missing the point of the story. Look, I get the point. Okay. I understand what it is you're telling me this is trying to convey. I don't see that represented in anything that's actually discussed. The content of this film, I don't see that represented in that dialogue or discussion, but I get what it is you're trying to tell me. But explain to me the point of this film, why it is important in that process to take these little girls and to put them in these positions. Explain to me why that's necessary.
That's crazy. That's
None of it was
crazy to me.
necessary.
Yeah, and like Lorena, since you've seen the movie, so you're telling me that there's actually no point to this story. This is what you're telling me? That there's like literally no point?
No point. The protagonist gets away scot-free. There are no consequences for her behavior at all.
So she doesn't come to this like a grand understanding of like what she's doing, and the girls who she's hanging out with are leading her down the wrong path or anything like that.
At the end, it's
the bad guy.
Yeah. In the end, it's basically, okay, I'm back to just wearing t-shirts and going out and jumping ropes with my friends. Never mind that, I almost tried to kill 2 people. Never mind, that I stole money from my mother to buy all of my friends, or who I think are my friends, all of these presents, and not get caught, not get punished for it. Okay.
Wow.
There are zero consequences.
The fact that they auditioned over 650 children over a course of 6 months to find the lead character.
Mm. I want to know how 650 parents in this world ever justified this to themselves. How did they justify sticking their prepubescent daughters in this position? How did you say to yourself, I'm sorry, I don't care. I don't care. I would give my life for my kids, let alone I'd be bankrupt in the gutter before I allowed there's no sum of money that you could give me that would allow me to put my daughter in this position. You can go fuck yourself. And I'm sorry, the kinds of defenses that are coming to this, and I put that picture up for you earlier, and as far as I'm concerned, you're welcome to use it, Lorena. I blocked out the username.
Okay, yeah, I'll switch over. I'll switch over to it. Let me see.
While you're doing that, you got it already. Never mind.
Yeah, I got it.
I had something else to show though, real quick, to make a quick point. If you want.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Tom.
This is the same country we live in right now, where parents get in trouble for letting their kids walk alone to school.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
or spanking your kids.
But this is not supposed to. We're not supposed to have a problem with this.
Yeah, there's a legitimate amount of not even neglect, but like.
Sorry, I just wanted to bring that up.
No, it's
something sadistic.
No, they're facilitated in the sexual exploitation of their children.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know people like that. When I lived in LA, I keep bringing this up, but honestly, the place is a freaking cesspool. I knew people like that, who they would take their children to auditions like this, and the only thing that they're thinking about is fame and fortune, and if they have to pimp out their kids to do it, they will freaking do it.
They have no right to children in my mind, none whatsoever. I don't care if you push that kid out there, your twat or not. You have no right to this child. Because you have no interest in their welfare.
No, and you're destroying their innocence. You're basically destroying their self-esteem before they've even had a chance to live, and they grow up thinking that this crap is normal.
And I'm sorry, but this right here. So this is a picture that I blocked some information out on. But the picture there, the username in the picture is blocked out because this person started stalking not just me, but multiple women in this community. Now I know who this person is, and I also happen to know for a fact, I've seen their criminal record. They have done time for sexual deviancy. They're a pedophile. This person is a pedophile. Okay, the person who wrote this on the screen. These are the kinds of people who are coming out of the woodwork right now. Please feel free to read this shit, Lorena, because it fucking pisses me off.
Okay, it says the oppression and repression of female sexuality is destructive to young females.
Fuck you. Sorry, go on.
These are 11-year-old babies.
Yes, babies being the operative word. Young girls get their self-esteem, self-image, and outlook on life based on their sexuality and appearance. That's BS too.
Bullshit.
That's BS too. Where the heck do you get off thinking that that's how young girls get their self-esteem from? On sexuality and appearance.
This is
Really?
I'm trying to convince himself of this.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. Because that's the only thing that they value in women, or say young girls, that's what they value in them.
This is a person defending Cuties here, guys. This is the defense that comes out of the mouth of a literal pedophile. I am not being hyperbolic. This person did time for
It is.
Absolutely.
This is the defense. This is their defense.
It's like, and to go on, young females are entered into gymnastics, beauty pageants, and are evaluated by their looks by 8 or 9. Screw you, because I was in the gymnastics and I was in beauty pageants. Okay,
That's not what they're evaluated on.
no,
That's not the same
that's
thing.
not the same thing, and that's not how it works. So, you're digging even
But
a further
he is
hole for
evaluating
yourself.
them by their looks at 8 or 9.
Exactly.
That is what
and that's
he was
what it
attracted
is.
to.
This
Absolutely.
is pure projection.
Yeah, it's insane.
This is a justification of wanting to do what he does. That's so gross. Ugh.
And look, there are a lot of problems that you can take up with beauty pageants for little girls, and certainly people have. But there are some things that you can say in defense, legitimate things you can say in defense of beauty pageants. They test your skill in certain talents and arts. Okay, they test your poise and they test your posture. They test your ability in many different aspects. And the physical appearance part of it, while it is definitely an aspect, is not the only aspect of it.
Nope.
And so to boil it down to that makes this a straw man argument, essentially. Yeah. This isn't a real argument. This isn't based on the full context of either of these things. It's based on the things this guy is looking at. This kind of pervert is looking at.
And also his justification is a very different explanation as to the purpose of this film than even what the director is saying the purpose of it is. But so this just goes to show people like him are getting the actual message.
Yeah.
They're getting the actual point of this film. And that's what's so sick. And that's what I don't understand why other people don't understand that's what this is. It's child pornography.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Go ahead, girl.
Go on. Twerking, can't spell that right. Twerking is a dance that is sexual in nature, and adolescent girls are twerking throughout the world.
What's your point? Not a good idea, you fuck.
And are evaluated based on their sexuality. Here we go again. And Cuties is exploring that.
You're right. It sure is.
No, it's not exploring that. It's exploiting that.
Exactly.
Yep. Even better.
Cuties, it's like they can't connect the fact that adults taught them these things. Yeah. Adults made them do this.
Little girls, and look, can I just deviate for 2 seconds here? You remember being a little girl? I do remember being a little girl, and none of this shit entered my mind. None of this stuff popped up on its own because it didn't exist for me. It never came to me like before I hit puberty. Before I hit that point where my body changed and these things started to happen of their own accord, none of this shit occurred to me. It would never have occurred to me as a little girl to drop down to my hands and knees and pop my ass out. You know why? Unless I was literally running around pretending to be a puppy. Okay, and there's a big difference that I did do that shit. Arf, arf, arf. Look, mommy, I'm a dog. Did that shit. You know what I didn't do? I didn't sit there and put on things and put on airs and try to act sexually explicit because the stuff never entered my mind. Little girls do not think about this shit because it doesn't occur to them on their own. Adults made them do this.
It is. And even if you see things like on television, like I'd see dance performers and all of that. Some of the moves were a little risque, but I didn't know that at the time. But if I tried it, I had a mother who said, no, you don't do that because you're a little girl and you don't dance like that. Okay, I got the message, X, Y, and Z. But that's different.
Say that too. I mean, like, because I used to, like, for example, I used to like dance in Madonna music videos and stuff like that. And a couple times, like, we had her concerts where she was doing like very scandalous stuff. Mm-hmm. And my mom would always make sure she like I didn't watch that part of the video, or like basically tell me like you can dance all her other dances, but like not this one and not that one. And I was like, okay. And like I wouldn't like I would listen to my mom, like, you know.
But even then, there's a huge difference between children watching a rap video or music video or whatever and choosing to do that a little bit of it in their own room, in their own space where they feel safe to do it. These adults taught them extended dance routines and behaviors that they would never have done on their own or thought of, or seen anywhere.
Now, Jane,
can I add something?
Oh, go ahead. Go tell.
I was just going to say, can I add something to what Jane's saying, though? Is like, there was some stuff in videos and stuff that was obviously too adult for kids. But I also remember in the 80s, parents gave a shit about, and they had more control over what their kids were watching though.
Mhm.
In the 90s and stuff, until like the internet came along, because like, yeah, I remember it being a big deal that, you know, they started making a big deal that a lot of the heavy metal hair bands and the rap stars were having way too many scantily clad women and being treated in, you know, very demeaning ways in the videos on both, you know, ends of the spectrum. It's like, I can see both sides of it, but like in this one situation, we have a totally different situation here, because these parents are allowing this to happen. This isn't, you know, a kid sneaking and watching MTV.
Right.
No.
Right. And one of the things that I wanted to, I'm sorry, I was talking about.
All I was saying was they're being put up to it. Go ahead.
Okay. No, what I was going to say is, and Jane reminded me of a scene in the movie, one of the opening scenes where it's like she's the oldest child, so of course she's got to take care of her siblings, and she goes to the like the laundry area, and you cut and you see this, I'll say woman because that's what I thought it was, dancing, and she's dancing to a reggaeton track. And for any of you, you know how explicit reggaeton music is. That's how it is. And I'm looking at this routine, and some of the things like that I've done in my Zumba class, I'm like, oh, she's got some moves. Check this out, you know, and she's dancing. I'm thinking, you know, it's like 19, 20-year-old or something like that. And she turns around and it's an 11-year-old girl. And I felt disgusted. We are talking about an explicit choreography routine that you could pull out of, like, say, a Bad Bunny video, Bad Bunny reggae.
See, that's the thing, though. I thought that would be the worst part of this, but then I saw the other scenes, because if the dancing part, if that were all it was, I would be upset. But it's so much worse.
Yeah,
it's so much worse.
And I'd heard about it, and I'd heard like things that Anna had said. And as soon as I saw that scene, I'm just like, and that's what they start with. And to think that's not the worst of it.
What's weird, and that's what the director was saying too, to justify this whole situation, because I read, like, when this whole drama started before the movie dropped, I went and read like what her justification was for making this movie. And she was talking about how basically she had come across these little girls, like around like 10 or 11 years old, in these communities dancing to this reggaeton music and being super scandalous and stuff like that. And she wanted to make a movie about it. And that was her whole deal. Like, I was like, ugh, like, I can't believe
by having children do it.
Yeah, that's the disgusting
and specifically
part.
Auditioning 11-year-old kids. Like, they didn't go up a couple of years.
Not 17.
Yeah, I know, right?
You know, like that. It just,
and no. I think it was Tom, or I don't know who said it, but like, couldn't they have just like, you know, youngened like the older looking cast, like, to make?
That's what I said. Yeah, because that's what they used to do for horror movies. Well, they still do for horror movies all the time. You get 20 something. Well, fuck, 90210. All those kids were 30 years old.
Yep.
Big fucking surprise.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason for that, because you want to avoid endangering young children. You want to avoid, like, I understand that physically you're not endangering them, but mentally, emotionally, you are scarring children who are not ready for this kind of engagement. Absolutely. And so there's an important reason why you take those kinds of measures. But these little girls are exactly that, little girls. And when someone says something, I hate this fucking, there were a bunch of these, but this one in particular, this nonsense about it's a coming of age film for young females by a woman. And he points out that because it's by a woman, that somehow makes it okay. No, it doesn't. It makes it worse. You are. That it's oppressive and repressive and always has, which I don't even know what the fuck, we learn words, dude. Which is why he's talking about. So it's oppressive and repressive, my ass. No, 11-year-old girls aren't thinking about this shit. There's nothing to repress. There's nothing to oppress, because it hasn't occurred to them yet. You know why you don't fucking know that? Because you're a fucking guy. We're chicks. We know what the fuck we're talking about. And guys have a tendency at around 12 years old or so to be a bit more engaged in that area than girls are. Girls just aren't thinking about that shit right then. They're thinking about looking cute. They're thinking about being socially acceptable by their peers, but they're not thinking about sexuality. I guarantee you that shit. They're not sitting there thinking about getting on their... I'm not going to describe that shit. They're not thinking about that.
That was just.
I hate to keep butting in here, but I just saw a video the other day that's a prime example of this. The girl was probably about, what, 4 or 5 years old? Not much younger than these girls. Mm-hmm. She was bawling her eyes out because she couldn't understand why she couldn't marry her daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the mentality we're talking about here. These girls are not far removed from that. They don't have the mental facility yet to understand all this kind of stuff that's going on. Like I don't have any room to talk about this, but just seeing that video makes me think of like those girls are not much older than that little girl was, and it was of course adorable. She just how are you supposed to explain that to a little girl? You know, I mean, of course the mom found a way around it and talked her down, but it was just so adorable at the same time, so heartbreaking, because you're just like, you know, it's just one of those things you can't explain.
I did that too. Yeah, I did that too. Like I wanted to marry my dad when I was like 5 or 6 years old, and like my mom told me like it's not the same kind of love. Like, but you can. Like my mom was like, you can marry him. Just wait until you're older. Then you'll definitely not want to. And I was like, no, I'll want to. You won't tell me what to do.
But that's the thing. They go out of their way not to see them as children. Yeah. Even in this book, they will not. They refuse to identify them as children.
Even though that's exactly what they are. And I fear for these little girls. I fear for these little girls. And never mind all of the innuendo that goes along with, because I had heard a big controversy around the fact that they're essentially placing little black girls into that situation, right? Because that's supposed to be that particular, never mind all of the racism that accompanies that, right? I'm worried about these children, these 11-year-old little girls, and what it is that they are now primed for. They are primed to step into a Me Too culture, right? Yes. A culture that demands of them sexuality, that demands of them to expose themselves in the most vulnerable type of way. They are primed for that at 11 years old, and they will know no different moving forward, because this is what they were indoctrinated into at 11 freaking years old. You people should be ashamed. I'm sorry, you should be in fucking jail. You should be in fucking jail.
Oh yeah.
And then they'll say, well, if you see sex, then you're the pervert. No, that's not how pornography laws work. You as an adult are expected to be able to discern what is the sexualization of children, because there are laws against it. So
now that's people trying to turn the old Democratic argument against, back in the day, you know where that comes from? And I'm not trying to mansplain this. I'm just trying to explain this for anybody in the chat or anybody here who's too young to remember this, because I'm sure all these ladies are way too young to remember this. But back in the very, very late 80s, like Tipper Gore and shit like that went after all the rappers and
Two Live Crew. Yes.
Two Live Crew.
I remember that.
Twisted Sister and all these people. And you know what Dee Snider said on the stand? He said, if you see sex in this, then that's your problem. They're trying to turn that argument back around on this. Well, and I'm sorry, there's a little bit difference here. It's one thing when you're talking about some maybe like suggestiveness. This is some flat out, like I've seen only a couple clips of this shit. There is no context that can explain to me why this fucking exists. Why this couldn't be made with adults playing younger. That's fine, because there was already some talk in the chat about how did they get away with movies like Lolita and stuff. Well, that was because the actress was actually 18 years old. And they barely got away with making that fucking movie.
Yeah. This is the exploitation, and that's why that's why we're upset here, people. This isn't about the concept, or the thing that they say this is meant to represent. We seem to be the only fucking people who are concerned about the real little girls, the real life little girls that exist behind these characters on a screen, because they are in real life little girls who have been put in a situation where now is someone who is literally a convicted sexual predator is sitting here defending this shit so he can see more like it, because he wants to see more stuff like this out there. This is what he wants. This is what people like that want. Of course they defend it. I'm nauseated and sick. So I know that you have more to get to in terms of the there's a petition and all that jazz, and I know we're holding that up, so I'm going to let you get to that. But
so the link for the petition, I don't have.
Let me pull it up here. It's on change.org. It's got over 600,000 signatures on it.
Yeah, let's do that, because I know you put that it was on change.org, but not a link to the actual.
And that's petition. The thing. The general population gets it. I don't know how is this still there? How is it still up?
I don't get why people are mad that people are calling a spade when it comes to this.
I don't know. It's like they forgot there were little girls there. It's like they forgot that there were legitimate little girls.
Disconnected from reality the fact that these are actual human beings, that these are actual children.
You know what's amazing to me? You know what's amazing? And look, I'm not saying that it was a bad thing. I think it's interesting. I even think it's very sweet that, you know, when a freaking Chris Evans nudes leaked or whatever. He did that to himself, and he's a grown-ass man, and he should have known better.
Yeah.
It's funny, blah, blah, blah. That's America's dick, blah, 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 right? But there were a lot of people who were trying to cleanse the timeline. Oh, instead, look at this picture of Chris Evans with a puppy. Instead, look at this picture of Chris Evans helping ladies up the stairs at the awards, right? All of this amazing effort inserted with people saying things like, he is a human being. Respect his privacy. Respect that he's a person who shouldn't be objectified in this way. Where were you at for fucking these 11-year-old little girls? Exactly. Where were you then?
I know. I mean, I said I plead the fifth, but I did look for the pictures, and it was really hard to find.
The difference being that Chris Evans is an adult man who made a mistake and put himself in that position.
I knew it.
These are 11-year-old girls. 11-year-old girls that were put in this position by someone else.
And that's the thing, and that's what is so heartbreaking. And it's beyond heartbreaking in this film when you see this and see the camera angles and see what these girls are doing and knowing that somebody put them in that position and people kept them in that position. And why? Just for what? Woke points to make money?
Yeah, and it's like at this point, it's like Netflix, god damn it, like just either take it off the platform or like you're doing this and you're making a stance here and it's on purpose. Like
sorry, go ahead, Nina. Then I'll
no, it's okay. I'm done.
I was gonna say before I forget, on Netflix, you know how when you go to the Netflix splash page and it'll put like what's new and all this other stuff up there, Cuties does not show up there at all.
It doesn't.
You have to search for it. You have to search for it.
I thought it was because I gave it a thumbs down, like when the trailer promo dropped, because the trailer promo did come up for me. Like before it was released, like it came up and I was like, I'm not interested in this. So I pressed the thumbs down and then it never showed up again. So I figured it didn't
come up like at all. And I'm like, come on, this is usually what happens. As soon as you log in, I look at my iPad, they have like what's new, what you saw, whatever.
No movie with 11-year-old girls should have to be hidden. So if you have to hide it, you know it's a problem.
Yeah. They've known this was going to be a problem.
Dude, they cancel so many things that I like. Like they canceled the OA. They canceled like Altered Carbon. They just basically canceled the Avatar almost because of the writers. Like you know, Mary knows all about that.
I know all about that shit.
Yeah. So I mean, they do cancel quite a lot of things all the time. So it's like, this is the hill that you're gonna die on, Netflix. This fucking movie, like, are you kidding me? Like, dude,
they are
on your fucking platform and call it a day. But it's like they're making.
No, they apologize for the poster.
Yeah,
yeah.
And haven't they lost like a couple billion?
Their stock went down $9 billion. It did recover a bit, but. And I don't want to push this along too quickly, but I mean, we're like 90 minutes into the show.
Oh, shoot.
And there's a lot of people bringing up a lot of points already. So I think most people are familiar with some of this, but I think we should probably move on to some of the people who have spoke out against this, some of the reaction. I don't know if you guys wanted to get into some of the shadiness of one of the producers involved with the show.
So I haven't actually looked that up. I did know about, we had a couple senators who have submitted it they've written letters that they want it to go under investigation. I'm curious how that would work, considering that this film was created in France. And I know that it's being presented.
The distribution by Netflix. Yeah,
that's really, but it's, I mean, in terms of the parents, right? There's not a whole lot we can do.
There's nothing really that can be done on our end.
Side note: Netflix France never picked it up.
Or Turkey.
Lovely.
Turkey got rid of it, but France originally was like, "We're not carrying this movie."
The most that can probably be done.
Crazy.
I was gonna say, I don't even know if they could really find Netflix or anything like that. I mean, it would be here's the problem, without any actual nudity, it would be very difficult to deem this in any way as child pornography. I know it's really tough, but like under certain definitions, they'd probably get away with it. And the problem is all Netflix could be found liable for is just carrying it. They didn't make it. They didn't produce it. It was produced in another country.
You would think they would have taken it off by now. Why the fuck is it still
that's
there?
the thing is, that's what I don't understand.
Shocking. Yeah, me too.
You would think that it would make more sense for them to just drop this son of a bitch. But I know you guys were gonna
deal about it. Just take it off the freaking thing, and then everyone would be like, "Oh, it's gone," and then like that's it, you know. And end of the 15 minutes of fame for Cutie, and you know we're done talking about it.
Which doesn't fucking need it. It doesn't fucking need 2 seconds of flame. This thing needs to die in a fire.
Well, and that's what I was saying the other day. Is what's sad about this movie is if it wasn't for all this controversy, it would have just went away probably.
Yeah.
Nobody really would have saw it, and the producers and the filmmakers probably wouldn't have done much beyond this. But unfortunately, Anna did some more digging, and she found that one of the producers involved with the movie has a history of movies with this very similar kind of
Zango. What's his name? Zango or
yes,
yeah,
something
that's
like that.
the one that I researched too, and he's gross. Like, and he
is sick.
He's gross. He's a gross guy. That's what I was led to find when I was doing research when the trailer dropped and people were kind of freaking out about it, was that this guy was such a creepy guy, and also the chick was weird and had this weird story of like how she wanted to present this, you know, because of her own life story or whatever, which was really weird. I don't know. Why would you want to subjugate like little girls to this kind of shit?
That's disgusting.
You're being grossed out by it, quote unquote. Yeah, right. Like, it's just weird.
But yeah, so anyway, you guys had some stuff from like some senators and some other
yeah,
people.
so I got a couple links up there in the group chat, Lorena, if you want.
Okay.
There's the Cuties
Senator
petition. Yeah, there's the Cuties.org petition, and then the senator from Texas, Matt Schaefer, and then there was also a Ted Cruz one, which I'll hunt down for you and grab if you want.
Okay, yeah, because I don't have the Ted Cruz one.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, Change.org has over 600,000 petition signs or signs on the petition. You would think
5,000 by now. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. That is flying.
Yeah. I mean, this is a new one actually because they had over 1 million previous to it actually being previous to it actually being released on Netflix. It had over 1 million signatures combined between the different petitions. So over 1 million prior to this. And if you read the actual thing, it'll go to you. If you go down, it'll actually tell you what it's talking about. Now they're calling for the FBI to get involved.
They should get involved. Do your jobs.
I think they can make a case.
I mean, they can certainly do something against Netflix. So it's the investigation into Netflix is a possibility. I'm trying to find what I actually had pulled up earlier, but he did a call for an investigation through the FBI, and I'll pull this up here. And this has a copy of the letter in it as well. Okay. There you go. Bam. So it should be everything you need. And it wasn't just him as well. It also had a Matt Schaefer, but that was a Bounding Into Comics article.
Sorry, I just read Culture Casino's super chat to me. That's why I laughed.
Hold on a second.
Multiple ones here. Yeah. I like that there are at least 2. That's sort of weird that this has actually become, well, it should point out to everybody that this is political, right? This is, it's odd that it's only a few people are actually calling this out.
Well, that's the sad thing is only a few people have turned it into something political.
Well, and that's the thing.
I seen a meme that was shared by me and a few others, Lady Gravemaster, quite a few others, where it showed like all kinds of different people, like, and they're putting their swords together, and it's like this is the one thing we can all get behind. You know, so the only people who are making it political are the people who are trying to support it. Sorry, you were going to say something.
No, I was just going to say there aren't enough. See, I sometimes, well, generally speaking, put politicians in Hollywood all in the same category because they do shady shit behind closed doors anyway. And they seem to always all be connected in some way, like with the Weinstein, Epstein, and all these politicians. So my concern is, why aren't more politicians speaking out? You've seen a few here and there, but why aren't all of them saying
You
something.
would
Why isn't there a
think, yeah, you
task
would think
force?
this would be something that they could all get on, because there's clearly a violation of human rights here. There's clearly something disgusting going on here that is the exploitation of children. You would
Well-
think everyone could line up on this one.
I
You would
mean,
think.
technically you would think, but right at the same time, you have Gavin Newsom signing in, like, you know, the pedo bill over there in California. So, you know, it's kind of like, it's a dirty game, man. And there's
You
a
have-
lot of stuff
yeah.
going on.
You have some people, some politicians who are actually invested in this. How many of these politicians
of
have
them.
Netflix stock?
Yeah,
That-
exactly.
That
No,
too, but they also hang out in Hollywood crowds.
If you scroll down, the actual letter is down there. So the actual letter that he wrote, it's there. It is right there, and it's freaking that's legit.
see-
It's on point.
Trying to make this big.
Yeah, Netflix,
Yeah.
and that's really the only one that they can go after at this point is Netflix. So this went out on September 11th, so 3 days ago at this point.
The only problem is how are they going to be able to hold them for any kind of liability?
Well,
Yeah,
they
I don't
need
know.
to do more than just call for a DOJ investigation. They need to pass legislation.
I was going to say, yeah, because unfortunately, you have a problem here. Is if this movie was made in the U.S., then you'd have
Yeah.
a different set
Right.
of, you know, like that's all we can do is regulate what we do here. But yeah, the only other way is if you set up some kind of legislation that describes what is incoming as well under certain rules too. But again, like, because here's the problem you keep running into is there is the freedom of speech under certain things, and then there's the other side of it where does the freedom of speech end and child endangerment begin? And then on the other side of it, this is something that comes from France, so we legally have no real ability
But
to
I
do
mean,
anything over it
our
without
media is
convincing
regulated, though. I mean, we have an entire department dealing with communications.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they could address it that way. They could also cooperate with Interpol and coordinate with other countries to have these people arrested in their home countries. There's a lot Congress can do.
Yeah, but that's the thing is France gonna fucking
I
cooperate.
don't think realistically that there's a whole lot that can be done, at least in terms of America's approach to this,
That's the
except get the
shitty
damn
part,
thing.
I don't
yeah.
see them try.
Get it.
I'd like to see them
Freaking
I would
try as
hope
well,
they could, but like unfortunately, yeah, it's a problem. Is
I'd
you
like to
have-
see him try as well, but I think the best that we can hope for is to get this extremely disturbing movie taken down from the platform, because this sets a horrible precedent here in America, right? Like, it's not my job to police other countries, and not that I do care for these girls' welfare, right? But in terms of what France does, I don't live there, right? I live here in America, and here's where my concern comes in: is where here in America you are setting a precedent and a standard that says this kind of material is something we as a society tolerate, and I'm not willing to tolerate it. I will absolutely do everything I can to get this shit taken off the platform, because this is a bar I don't want pushed. This is a line I don't want crossed. This is a place I will not go, and I will not live in a country that condones it or allows it to happen. I won't do it.
One thing they could do is extend certain child pornography laws that go beyond like you'd have to get into specific things, like it doesn't have to be like fully nude or anything like that. It can be just suggestiveness and certain things like that. Then they may have something to stand on, but again, you're still stuck in this situation where the people who fucking made this thing don't even live in this country. That's the shitty part you have, that there's not much you can do, you know? And
let's hope Netflix takes this off, because they've already hidden it. So you actually actively have to search for it. So hopefully they will take it down
We
completely.
need to conduct some hearings, bring them down to DC and make them answer questions on national television.
absolutely, I hope they do something or try something, or at least make it harder to get movies like this in the US.
They regulate everything else.
Right?
I'd love to know who greenlit this.
It's one of the few times where you're going to hear me say this, because again, I will reiterate this. I'm not for any kind of censorship or banning of anything or canceling of anything, but this is something that if you can do it, you can do this same exact fucking story and not have kids in it. They can play kids. That's fine. I have no issues with that. I've watched a million fucking horror movies that have 20-some-year-olds playing, or, 16, 17-year-olds, whatever, in the fucking movies. No problems with that.
Yeah. Yeah, this is something that you could have and should have done with adults that looked like children, if this was the route that you intended to pursue.
Right, you could have just done a documentary like people have done before to address these sorts of issues without
That too, yeah.
putting their children through this type of abuse.
And that's the big thing about this whole movie is that it could have been done differently. It could have been done in a non-exploitative way, but they chose to go this way.
Yeah, that's where our problem comes in, is these are legitimate 11-year-old girls who are prepubescent, and the imagery is disturbing. I'm sitting here, I've got it pulled up here on Netflix myself right now, and I'm kind of letting it go, and I'm just sort of checking back in on it, and some of the stuff that I've already seen, I see what it is that, just the imagery, and looking at the imagery that Anna was talking about, and it is... Oh my God. The way they zoom the camera is really uncomfortable. And I would like very much for it to not be. How did this happen? How did this happen? My God, how did this happen? Jesus Lord.
All right, so maybe we should read some super chats that came in. And
yeah, let's do that.
Let's do the super chats.
All right, so Mary,
even though all you wonderful people seem to have hang out with us, even though this was a really shitty subject to have to deal with, I appreciate everybody for hanging in there. But it's stuff that does need to be talked about, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we appreciate y'all hanging in there. So we also appreciate these super chats. So
absolutely,
yes,
indulge us.
Where did we leave off?
Jeffrey Turner, aka Mega Jetty 1 for $2 says, "I'm only getting Netflix for Cobra Kai 3, then I'm canceling." Word.
Oh, that's good.
Word.
X for $5. Thank you very much. Says Netflix should be called Nutflix. Now, and the blue check marks defending Cuties should more appropriately be called blue skid marks.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Culture Casino for $5 says, Nina, I got your Chris Evans hookup, girl. Just need tree fitty.
Give me tree fitty.
Just need tree fitty.
Then I need 3 fitty.
That's what I was laughing at when you guys were talking about such a crazy topic, and I was like, "Thanks a lot, Culture." Geez.
I think that's all of our super chats.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and move into our final topic for tonight. Mulan has been released, and Nina got the deets for us.
Yes, I do. Well, I can tell you that I watched it, and it really sucked, especially compared to the 90s release of it, like the original cartoon. I mean, it was a really
garbage
really
fire.
Garbage. Yeah, it was trash. It was complete trash. And I'm saying this, and I did make a full-length spoiler review on it on my channel. So if you guys want to go check that out, you'll get the spoiler and what they did with the characters and stuff like that. But to get to the crux of the matter, it's lost its soul. Like everything else that Disney's been doing with their Disney remakes, like with the Lion King and with that all sorts of live action and stuff like that, which is really sad because, the classic Disney stuff is all of our favorites. Like we all love Disney princess movies, especially Mulan. Mulan was one of my favorites, and it really made me upset to see what they did with some of the characters, like taking out Mushu altogether was really sad. And and I'm somebody who loves Asian action flicks. Like I love those fantastical fantasy action movies that they make. So my problem is not with the fantastical way that the movie was shot in and the way that they did it. I actually really like those things about it. What my problem was with the character development of Mulan, especially because from the very beginning, from the first 5 seconds of the movie, you find out that she's this badass little girl that basically came out of the womb being a Mary Sue. Like she's just like, she knows how to use a stick, wield a staff, freaking jumps from building to building at like
it seemed like came out like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon right out the gate. Okay, then it wasn't.
Yeah.
How can you do Mulan without the Mushu? Yeah, do
Well,
whatever. Mushu.
Mushu was missed, obviously, but and it was kind of a bizarre take to me. Like for this movie that decided to be so much more realistic in scope, right? Because they were bringing it back to a realistic standard, right? They didn't want to have the talking, cartoony dragon stuff, and instead, what they had.
But they made her magic.
Oh,
Yes.
Well, but then they had a shape-shifting witch lady that like
Yeah.
would go into shapeshift into a freaking hawk, and then like use her half hand, like that's like a hawk hand to like choke hold people and like do the weirdest shit, and you're like, and then Mushu is too out of line.
Right.
And I was like thinking to myself, maybe it's because it had like a male voice and it was a male deity that they had a problem with. And then I was like, what if they just gender swapped them and made it a female deity? Then
Well, they essentially turned her into like, they essentially turned her into like this chosen one thing, right?
Yeah.
And that was never Mulan. That was something that Mulan, when you first, like, if you've seen the original movie, and of course you've seen the original Disney Mulan movie, because it's a treasured, time-honored classic, right? That little girls all around the world, not just one race, all little girls looked at Mulan and said, now this is someone I want to be like, right? Because she was smart. She was incredibly intelligent. She was spunky as hell. She always had some plan, something that she could do, right? And so you have her instead go into this situation where she goes into it knowing and being able to do anything. And her the one flaw that she has throughout this entire thing is she hides her true power.
Oh Lord. Good God.
I had like the Force like in the movie, and I was like, and they called it the Chi, and like
your chi is too strong.
Yeah,
and you have to hide it. And I'm like, what the?
You're the bestest ever.
yeah.
I didn't watch this movie, but the review I heard made it sound just like Captain Marvelous.
Essentially, but no, like, there are two scenes I want to draw a parallel to, and the reason I want to draw a parallel to these is because they are meant to be paralleled. Okay, they're both meant to accomplish the same thing from one movie to the next. Now, if you remember back the animated Mulan movie, the scene is where there's that giant pole, and you're given two giant coins that you cannot climb the pole. You have to get to the top to retrieve the arrow, and you're not allowed to go up there without these giant weights, right? And so nobody can fucking do it. Nobody can do it. Nobody's able to accomplish this thing. So what does Mulan do after hard training, after hard pressing and learning how to be this stronger individual character? She utilizes what no one else at this point has had the brains to utilize, right? Not because she's better than them physically, not because she's been gifted with some supernatural power, but she utilizes her brain, and she literally uses the weights to inch her way up the pole. Now, the parallel for that in this movie is buckets of water, right? Now, there are buckets of water in the animated one, but this one is specifically meant to mirror this scene. It's that moment of triumph where she proves herself to the rest of the army guys, right?
It was so annoying too when they're like all staring at her, and she's like,
yeah, but here's the problem. When you watched that scene, you never asked yourself whether or not she could accomplish that task, because you knew from the first moment of that movie when you saw her running off around on the rooftops and flipping and kicks, you knew she was going to be able to do that. You never had a moment of suspense where she learned something, dug deep, and discovered something inside of herself to facilitate this task. You never had that ask.
The two times that the movie made her look bad was one when she set off to go and be the Mulan, be the new Mulan, and she got lost on her way there, and the Phoenix had to show her the way, and I was like, what are they trying to say? Like, women are bad at directions?
Can't drive.
I don't understand.
Mary,
yes,
Mary, give me the cocaine.
And
no, you did not.
No, it's fine.
Fuck.
God.
Oh God, I miss cocaine.
Hi.
That's my favorite line.
And two, the other thing that they made her like her flaw was like in this scene where they're trying to like show that everyone's going through the training and stuff like that. She's training with everybody else, like shooting arrows, and she misses the target. That is the only time that they made her look like she wasn't all that perfect. Other than that, everything about her was perfect. And I'm sorry, but Tom, actually, I have to disagree. Like, it wasn't really like Captain Marvel or anything either, because even in, let's say, Star Wars, where Rey's a Mary Sue because she's a Mary Sue, right? Like, she's like, but she's a Jedi. Like, that's the whole thing. She has those powers. And Captain Marvel is a superhero. So you can understand, like, you can go there. Mulan is a human girl. That is her entire story, that she's supposed to achieve what she's achieved through training and perseverance and all that jazz.
Well, that's what I was going off was the person who saw it said that it's like Captain Marvel in a sense that the only thing holding her back is herself or whatever. Like she has everything inside of her already, kind of thing. Because that's what Captain Marvel figures out at the end, which is just stupid horse shit.
Oh yeah.
And one of the things that I really loved, and again, we have to parallel these two things. We don't have a choice, because this is only a thing because the original Disney film exists. This is a remake, a live action remake. Okay, so you remember when you're watching Mulan, the animated movie, and she's always full of these tricks and things, right? Like she's blowing up and causing an avalanche in order. She's always using her mind. She's always got these really cool little things up her sleeve, right?
And then she gets hurt. She gets hurt.
She does get hurt, but here's the thing. Remember at the very end of the movie where she's there and she's going up against the big bad guy at the end, right? And she's like, what does she have? She's nothing at her disposal. Literally just a fucking fan, right? That's all she's got. And what does she do? She uses this fan and he's like, out of tricks, are you? And she's like, whoop, she takes it and she flips it around and she takes the sword and she's like, not quite, right? Nothing like that. This woman has her ingenuity, her own ability to take nothing and turn it into something. And this is something that she learned about herself while she is doing this training. You never had a moment like that in this entire movie. No. It was nothing other than just kicks, flips, and tricks that she was innately gifted. She never had to rely on her mind. She never had to prove herself in a way that was substantial, that she was something different, something special, because she earned it. No, this was all something that was gifted in hand to her. She is stronger than everyone else because we said so.
Well, there were two parts in this movie that really pissed me off. There were a lot, but there were two main ones. In the beginning, okay, you remember in the animated movie, the tea ceremony with the matchmaker.
Okay. The tea.
You remember how she was just like, I have to get this right. I have to get this right. I have to bring honor to my family. I have to get this right. And she screws it all up. And your heart just breaks for her. And that song Reflection makes me cry every time, because she's just like, what do I do now? It's like I had one shot and I missed it. And I don't know what I'm going to do. And then when she realizes that her father can't go, something has to change. So she's just like, you know what? I'm going to go and I'm going to do this. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to go and do this. And we immediately latch on to that because she's not perfect. And we're just like, you know what? I have to do something.
Well, she's not doing it for herself.
Exactly. Right. She's not doing it for herself. She's doing it for her father because she's just like, he can't go. He's too proud to say that he can't go. He can't say no to the emperor. I have to do something. And maybe it's a way that I can save, that I can serve my family. But we don't get that in this movie.
Not at all.
Get Mulan's freaking sister who's scared of a spider. Why?
Well, and they make it they do the exact opposite with her on this one. They make it very clear that she's different, that this isn't how you're different, Mulan. This isn't how you honor your family. And Mulan is this trick pony, right? She's this thing. And her father indulged her. And it paints a picture of, instead of a girl sacrificing what she knows to be her life, because she's not gifted, she's bound to fucking die, right? She's going into this situation where she's essentially sacrificing her life for one purpose and one purpose purpose only, to save her father. And the live action remake, oh, she's never in any danger because we know her chi is too strong. But she's doing this not necessarily, not that saving her father isn't an aspect of it, but it isn't the reason for it. She's going because she can, because she wants to prove that this different thing about her is something she can do. It's worthwhile, right? It's this thing that he indulged about her, this wonderful thing that she had to keep a secret in order to not dishonor her family. But now she can use it, right? Now it has a reason. Now it has a purpose. It's not for her father explicitly. It's because of multiple reasons and not just the sacrificial aspect. And I'm sorry, but I've never grown up. I've never been a human being who had a thing about me that made me the chosen one, who was perfect for this one moment, for this one task. And this was the thing that I was able to finally prove my worth over. This was about proving her worth, not about saving her father.
And that's a fundamentally different story. Why do they hijack traditional stories that we already know and we already love, create a whole new story that's completely different, but keep the same name? I just don't understand.
Something that I thought was so disrespectful. Oh, go ahead, Nina.
And actually, just to touch upon what you were saying, Lorena, that moment when she's singing that song and wiping off her makeup, and when you're realizing that, like, you know, Mulan is this, like, you know, very feminine, you know, girl, but then, you know, it goes into that in that other song where she's talking about she's leaving, and you see her cut off her hair with her father's sword and basically cut off that that link with her femininity. That scene was always so powerful to me as a little girl because I loved having long hair as a little girl. And like the fact that she cut off her hair, I remember I was like shocked. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe she cut off her hair. Like it was like this thing, like this powerful grasp, like that. It just and it was missing in this movie. They didn't even put that part in the movie. Like I was like,
know why?
No, because that was like the point of no return. It was just like I'm completely committed to this.
I want to point out what Nina just brought up is actually a really important point. You know why they didn't put that in this movie, right?
They wanted that Pantene scene where she takes off her helmet and she's
no. What they wanted was that China box office. Okay, so turns out back then, guys had that long hair or whatever, and so they would tie it up and blah blah blah, and so that the long hair was something that quote unquote wouldn't resonate with Chinese people. And so and look, I do understand that mentality of approach of trying to make this more representative of traditional values, but Disney didn't do this to represent traditional Chinese culture here. They did it because they wanted that Chinese box office. It didn't fucking work. It didn't fucking work. 23 million. It fucking bombed in China, guys. It fucking bombed.
And there were protests in China about this movie because of what the actress said. Because they're going through a revolution right now against the dictatorial government, and she comes out in favor of them. So that doomed this movie from the start in China.
Now, can I just pause here for a second, Lorena? You said it was two things that pissed you off. So it was that scene, and what else? What was the other thing that really pissed you off?
So at the end, camera pans to the back of this woman who's walking up the aisle towards the emperor. She has on, like, I love gear. So she had on this fabulous outfit. And I'm thinking, this is Mulan. She's tricked out in tribute to the emperor. I'm freaking loving this because maybe she's finally embraced her femininity. And they pan to the front, and who do we see? Ming Na Wen, who did the original voice. And she says, "May I present to you Ha Mulan?" And I said, "Get the frick out of here. You got to be kidding me."
I actually didn't mind the cameo, right? I didn't mind the cameo, and I think that would have been well done, well served in a different way. I would have liked to have seen Mulan have that moment, exactly what you're talking about, right? Like I would not have minded that cameo done in a different way because it would have been a nice moment.
That's what I'm saying. If it was done differently, I could have dealt with that. But it's just like the way that they did it just felt like such a slap in the face.
All I hear is they took all the men out of it.
So they did not take all the minute. What they did do was diminish all the minute.
Or
so
diminish them at least.
That's
anyway.
true.
Li Shang isn't in it, right?
No Li Shang.
No Li Shang. They do
Li
a totally
Shang.
different thing.
They diminished all the men except for Cricket, who somehow ends up shooting double arrows from his back by the end of the story. Which I was like, how the did?
Well, I think what they're trying to insinuate is that maybe he has a little bit of chi himself, but it's never expressly stated or whatever. There are only 3 people that we are ever expressly shown or told that have chi, right? 2 women and the Emperor. All the rest of the guys are treated like dog shit, right?
Yeah.
Why is there all this talk about cheese? I go to the Chinese buffet all the time. There ain't cheese on shit.
No, chi is like you're hilarious.
Why she got magic fucking powers?
That's a question. That's a great
I know.
She's a Jedi.
You around to it. I was leading you around.
It's what Bruce Lee referred to as basically like your inner strength, like your chi.
But none of the men fucking have it. But none of the men fucking
None of them have it.
It's just these 2 chicks and they let the Emperor have a moment at the end. The Emperor has like this super short moment, right? Where he's got some silk like banners or whatever flipping him around. He's got like one moment where the Emperor gets to prove, okay, but he's the fucking Emperor. Of course he has fucking chi.
Yeah, and he's freaking Jet Li, okay? Jet Li's not gonna get like star in a movie without having some sort of like badass.
That's probably the only reason he had it.
And they dubbed his ass. They dubbed him. Fucking asshole idiots. Anyway.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they dubbed over Jet Li. They fucking dubbed over him.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Yeah. Freaking sacrilege.
They dubbed over Jet Li. I still don't fucking know why. Nobody's got chi but the 2 chicks. Apparently, if you've got a vagina or a crown, you're allowed to have chi. And that's it. That's it.
And possibly the fat kid critic.
But they never that's something that again you could take it either way. It's I am trying to give the movie a fucking benefit of the doubt and saying, okay, that's waiting, but you don't know that because there's no.
Are you okay over there, Lorena?
What's going on?
Sorry, one of my cats was somewhere she shouldn't have been.
Oh, of course it was a cat.
I knew it was a cat thing. I knew it was a cat situation. Turn on your camera next time. Damn it, Lorena. Let's see the cat.
I did last time. I think I scared people.
There's a reason my cat's named Asshole.
Oh my god, I love cats.
He's bipolar. When he's a good kitty, he's a good kitty, but he's asshole more than not.
This one's senile.
So here's the thing with me and Mulan in the very final scene too. So like in the final scene when she finally goes home, of course all's forgiven within like the first 5 minutes. And then the army shows up and gives her a new sword, which by the way, she basically lost her father's heirloom armor. She lost the sword,
which I thought was horrifying. They just completely washed away this treasured family heirloom so she could replace it with her own damn shit.
Exactly. And then she's like, and then they're like, so yeah, we want you to come back to the army. And she's like looking up like, yeah, okay. Like, and I'm like, so family doesn't actually mean shit.
Didn't they kill her in real life?
So there are multiple versions of the actual original tale, and so it's hard to point out exactly what you're supposed to.
I'm putting money on they killed her ass in real life.
Think they killed her
Chinese.
Until like the Disney.
No, there's definitely a version where she gets invited to become a member of the council, and so that in and of itself is fine. But I think it's incredibly poignant that you're looking at the situation where she essentially burns her father's traditional sword and this legacy item to the ground. Whereas in the original movie, she brought it back to her father, right? With the blessing of the emperor. And in this one, it's destroyed.
And basically, you have like Li Shang show up and bring her helmet, and basically like want to propose to her and want to spend the rest of his life with her. Whereas then you have this other dude totally be like just sit like he's like a total simp. Like she leaves him. Totally rejects and barely gives him her hand, and then And then, like, you know, he never shows up at the end of the movie, and she's already thinking about taking off on her family to join the army again. So she doesn't care about family like values.
That was messed up.
Crazy.
That was messed up. That was friend zone like a mug.
She doesn't care about family or family values or getting married or like, you know, whatever. Like the only thing that showed that she kind of cared was when her sister was like, I got matched, and she's like, what's he like? Like she actually cared, but she really didn't. Like she was like, I'm going off on another freaking war, bitch.
Well, they can't have family. You know, that's outdated.
I wanted to like that sister. I really wanted to like that sister. Oh, he's not afraid of spiders. I wanted to like her, but you didn't give her shit to do. Why does she exist? Why does
the joke?
I would have rather had the grandma. The grandma was way funny.
The grandma at least had played a part in everything, right? Like the grandma's responsible. If you get down to it, it's the grandma who is completely responsible for the shit show that is their whole meeting the matchmaker thing.
Yeah.
And
the cricket up her ass. So,
the grandma's the one that sends the cricket and makes sure that like the cricket's like, you know, doing all that stuff with Mushu.
Grandma had a fucking purpose.
Yeah.
Okay, so now they turned the actual cricket into a dude now? Is that what they did?
Yeah, cricket is,
Yeah.
he's a fat kid.
Yeah. Like it's amazing how this movie doesn't trust you like the animated one does. It was weird how the animated one trusted you as a viewer to follow her on this journey and to grow with her and to see.
Well, not only that, it's more of a stronger feminine story from what I remember. I have not seen it in years.
Very much so.
Because I remember like she's like a nerdy kind of tomboyish kind of thing. Like she doesn't want to get into like the whole marrying and having kids and all that kind of stuff, doesn't she?
Have a problem with it. No, she doesn't have a problem with it. She never explicitly states that she has a problem.
Well, I remember she doesn't want to get
good at it.
She's just not good at it. Yeah.
I know. I remember she's a big fucking klutz.
She's not
And
perfect. She could total.
And then I remember
But
Mushu's
that's what
a
makes
fuck
her
up.
relatable.
Well, that was the whole thing. Is Mushu's a fuck up? She's a fuck up.
Yeah.
Her dad's old as fuck.
Yeah. But the movie trusted you to this was something I thought too. Like once I was watching this too, and I can't help but sit these two next to each other. The movie trusted us to acknowledge the transition. So you remember when you're watching the animated movie, right? And they're singing that song, "A Girl Worth Fighting For."
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it stops you dead in your tracks. And then all of a sudden you're staring at this desecration, burnt land, their fellow soldiers are slaughtered. And you transition and you know all of a sudden that these soldiers are no longer boys, they are men entering into a battleground. And the movie
and that they might die. Like you know, it brings you down. Like you're like, oh my God, like they might actually die here.
Yeah,
like,
it just got real pretty
And
much.
the original one had not Bruce Lee in it, right?
What?
The guy who played him in Dragon, Bruce Lee story?
What are you talking about?
Not Bruce Lee. The guy who played the main guy voice. The guy you said that's not even in this movie.
Shang Li?
Yeah.
Li Shang?
Li Shang?
Or sorry, yeah, Shang. She calls him Shang. So I mean, I don't know who voiced him, but I do know that
I can't remember the guy's name, but he played Bruce Lee in the Dragon, the Bruce Lee story.
So
shoot. I can't recall his name,
Jason
but I know
Scott Lee.
yes, that's who he is. He's
So
cute.
what I was gonna say, hey Bobby, we're talking about Mulan.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
It's okay. What I was gonna make a comparison here was that moment where the movie trusts you to understand that these boys are no longer boys, they're men and they're entering into the battleground and everything is different from this moment on because it slaps you in the face with it. This the live action movie, it actually takes the time to tell you you're not boys anymore.
Oh
You're
my
men
God.
now.
Yes.
They actually do that. They actually do that.
They want to make sure you get it.
But here's the thing with the
You have
animated
to
movie.
think about the scene.
Yeah, because with the animated movie, they would show. They didn't tell.
Don't
And
tell,
with the live anniversary, they kept freaking telling everything. It's just like, just shut up and just show us what the heck
Showing
is
it
going on.
costs more money. This thing's already over budget, Lorena. What the fuck do you want from us?
Quality.
Not paying for this shit.
We're already filming next to an internment camp. What more do you want from us?
I'm not paying for this shit. I've got cocaine to buy, Tom.
Yes.
Fuck.
Oh my
God,
God.
I miss
I mean, this movie makes you really want to try cocaine. For sure.
Yeah,
You probably needed to get through it.
you do. You really do. Oh my God! Just rent Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. You'll have a much better
just
time.
rent that. And you know what? And there's also another really good one that I highly recommend. It's called The Monkey King. It's got
yeah.
and The Monkey King is fucking awesome. So if you guys really want,
Right now.
yeah, if you
No,
guys want
seriously.
really
She's right.
great Chinese fantasy action, rent The Monkey King.
That's
You
what this
won't be
movie
sorry.
is trying to be, and it
There's
fails.
a
at
lot more
that.
you can do with $30.
No, seriously, that's what this movie is trying to be, and it fails at. It's trying to be this hybrid of this kung fu action movie or whatever, and with a Disney movie that plays on your nostalgia, and it fails. It fails at it utterly because it gets too focused on trying to be this thing when it should be this thing. It gets too focused on trying to be this other thing when it should be that thing, and it doesn't trust its viewers to understand the story that's being presented before it. It has to hand you a Mary Sue in order for you to believe that this girl is capable of doing what it is that Mulan does. It has to give you this ex machina reason for you to believe that Mulan is ever capable of this. Never mind that the first movie did a wonderful job showing us that she was intelligent and could take advantage of her surroundings. And she didn't have to be the strongest. She just needed to be herself in the way that she could make it work for herself. And that was the strength of the first story, was that Mulan never needed to be a man. All she needed to be was Mulan.
Exactly.
And one of the only the other stupidest part in this movie, I mean, there's so many parts, but the other stupid part in the movie is that she outs herself. Whereas in the animated Mulan, she was vulnerable, so she got hurt, and that's how they found out she's a woman. In this one, she just like shows up.
She has to be brave and stunning. That's why.
Like, look at me, I'm here.
You know what these movies remind me of? Because before the show, we talked about this. The only one of these remakes I've ever seen, since you can't really count Alice in Wonderland as a remake because it's actually a sequel and it's fucking stupid. But the Dumbo one is the only one I've seen, and that was bad.
That was awful.
The reason I haven't watched these yet is because these movies remind me of when a band or a singer decides like 40 years after the fact to re-record one of their biggest songs ever, and it sounds like pretentious shit.
Dude, they actually have Christina Aguilera back to do the next song.
For fuck's sake. That's exactly what I was talking about.
I didn't know who the heck was singing that crap.
It was Christina Aguilera. It came out at the end when the credits roll, and I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe she sang this song for this movie. Like, oh my God, it was so bad.
Dude, so in the first one that you watch, Mulan sings Reflection, right? And then at the end of the movie, you get to see this rendition. Remember back when, Christina Aguilera wasn't fucking weird? Yeah. So she did the Reflection song, right? So in this one, they decided to do the callback. And don't tell me they're not trying to play on your nostalgia. Do not tell me they are not trying to play on your nostalgia when they pull this shit, right? Because there's this song, and what is it fucking called? Hold on. It's called Mulan live action. It's called Loyal Strength Honor or something like that. And they have fucking what's her face sing it? They have her sing it again, right? Strength, honor, family, fucking loyal, strong. I don't fucking remember. It's fucking forgettable, right? But
it's Christina Aguilera.
Christine, no, but she sounds like a fucking twin.
It was horrible. It was, her voice was like crap.
Wasn't it Reflection that she re-sang? I thought it was the same song.
In the live action, she does something else. Let's see, Christina.
I remember that song came up when the credits started.
Loyal, Brave, and True. Loyal, Brave, and True is the name of the song, right? And they have fucking Christina Aguilera, and she's dressed up like the witch in the fucking in the live action. No, I'm serious. In the live action, the music video for this shit.
Wait, are you talking about like the music video for this or something?
But in the song too. No, like in the song, whenever they're playing the song, they're trying so hard to play on your nostalgia, right? Because they've got Christina Aguilera back, and she did Reflection for the animated show, for the animated movie, right? But in this one, she's doing Loyal, Brave, and True, and they've got her dressed up as the fucking witch in the fucking music video with these fucking ravens flying around with her blonde ass hair. fucking
God.
snake looking shit. It looked terrible.
Oh my
Edgy.
God.
It's edgy.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
I'm gonna have to watch that. I did not know about that.
No, it's fucking bad.
Crazy.
It's fucking, they've got her hair tied back in like the man bun shit, right? No, I'm serious. I'm serious.
Oh my
They got her shit
God.
tied up.
Mary, I know.
You know
I
what?
know.
I gotta say though, speaking of the witch, I thought A, she was pretty hot, and B, I think she was like my favorite character out of that entire whole movie.
She was in half skills.
She was
fine.
entertaining. She was
The
fun to
witch-
watch.
The
Was it
witch
fun?
in and of herself would have been a decent addition. And I don't even think I would have minded the chi addition if everyone had fucking had it to some extent, right? Like if it hadn't been
Or
just
she had
Mulan.
tapped into it later on. Like she wasn't like
Right.
dealing with it. Like and
Right.
then she was like she went to training and then like something like she's like about to get hit or something and then she like does like a like a matrix thing or something like
Right.
that.
So you
Like,
had her learn to use it. Like you could have had her literally learn this shit at boot camp, right? Like you
Yeah.
could have made chi the thing. No, they started her off this way. They started her off fucking knowing
Absolutely.
everything.
There
Overpowered.
wasn't any exposition. There wasn't any buildup and gradual reveal of what that was. Instead, they would hit us in the head over. She's got chi. She's got powerful chi. She's got powerful chi.
See? Look, she's super. I didn't know I was going in to watch a superhero movie. It's
Flying
really
and
dark.
whatnot.
Captain Marvel.
The only flaw she has in this entire fucking movie is that she's trying to hide her chi. That's
Yes.
it. They've hit it on the nose too. What do you
and
hide
her
your
sense
chi?
of direction.
What was the other one? If you don't if you're not truthful about who you are, you will die. Or some kind of crap like that.
Yeah.
And what is she? She's saved from the Chinese star she threw at her. She only got saved because she had her
Because of
boobs
her
bound up.
And then she's hiding something that no
binder.
one would hide anyway. Like this.
Well, and she was wearing her father's armor that saved her.
No, it was the binder.
It was
Nina,
the binder for her boobs.
It was the binder for her
Yeah.
boobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but because of the father's armor that is there gets ripped, the boob armor then is hit, and then she
That's not boob armor.
her-
No, Nina, that's not boob armor. That's a binder.
Yeah.
That is literally something that women
the
put
binder
on.
that she like wraps around her boobs to make her
Yes.
look flat.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
What a bizarre message should we
Then she discards the father's armor that like had just basically
And-
saved her because
Can we just focus on what a bizarre message it is to send to women that the thing that binds your breast is the thing that saved your life? What the fuck?
Mary, I had to pause that phrase because I couldn't freaking believe.
Can you guys explain to me though? Can you guys explain to me?
Masculinity saves your life.
Can you guys explain to me one thing? How the friggin' hell though in that scene was the Phoenix there like staring at her? And I was like, wait, did the Phoenix
doesn't
do
do shit.
something?
That Phoenix is nothing better than fucking Google Maps.
Yeah.
All right? That's all that shit is. That's
Oh,
all the Phoenix fucking is.
Yeah,
It's
like it was like staring at her, and she like gets up and she's like, "Oh, my armor and my boob thing saved me." And the Phoenix is like just staring at her, and I'm like, "Did you do
No,
something?"
seriously, it's like, hey Siri, I need directions to the battle. That's exactly what it is. Oh my god, my phone just picked that shit up.
Oh, oh my god, that's so
What the fuck is the Battle House Renaissance Mobile Hotel and Spa? What the fuck? I'm sorry, Siri. It was an accident. I'm sorry.
I just say the boob binding scene that was almost analogous to say somebody getting shot, and because they had like a little Bible or some keepsake or something like that.
Yeah, like Ned Flanders thing. He's got like the Bible thing here.
Yeah, exactly. Same MO.
No, Phyllis Mallory, you don't understand. The Phoenix didn't need to heal her wounds because she never gets hurt.
Never
She never gets hurt in this film. She never has to overcome that kind of a trial. The only thing they ever say is, "Oh, look, your boob binder kept you from fucking dying."
I actually thought that it was her father's armor, and that's why it was really like it was
the
even
father's
worse
armor
to
didn't
me.
stop it.
because she takes it off and gets on the horse and starts discarding it. And I was like, this is so disrespectful. The armor just saved you, and you're just like discarding everything and just
it wasn't the
throwing it
armor that
everywhere.
saved her. It is disrespectful that she disregards it, but if you notice when she pulls it back, the thing that stopped it, because it went through the armor, and if that binder hadn't been there, the star would have gone into her chest. It was the binding of her womanhood that saved her life.
Yes.
Wow.
Isn't that like the thing of the story then, though, that like, you know, you should keep that on because that might
exactly. Exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly. What a
no
bizarre
consistency.
Jesus.
What a bizarre message to send to women. Embrace your femininity while also not doing that because you'll die. Like,
Line those boobs up, Chica.
Yeah. Get those boobs under control. Oh my God.
So crazy.
I couldn't believe they put that in there. Lord have mercy, Jesus.
I'm not surprised. I'm
not, but at the same time, it's one thing to think it, and then you actually see that on screen. Like,
no, but that's how much thought they put into this, people. That should tell you how much thought to literally symbolize the exact opposite of the story of the message they're trying to tell you. That's how much thought they put into this. We are 4 fucking chicks on the internet. Most of us spend our time, you know, picking our toes and shit. Pushing back our cuticles. Like we're not fucking story writers, and we figured out that this is ass backwards of the exact thing you said you were trying to tell us.
They're not people, they're hippies.
Yeah, get
Oh, man.
under control. You're gonna die. Like, I do not understand why they could not figure out how this is analogous of the exact opposite message you were telling us you were trying to embrace about our femininity and our womanhood. You fucking asshats. Jesus Christ. God. Okay, I'm good.
Oh, we've got some awesome super chats here. Terminus EST spends a $2 super chat, says Disney turned Mulan herself into Mary Chop Suey.
That's freaking funny.
Oh, there was some good ones in the chat, but like I said, I was like, oh, we are some racist motherfuckers.
I'll get the next.
I'm gonna read. Hold on, I'm gonna get this because Black Cauldron is one of.
I read that one, so like you guys could get it out of the way. Sorry.
Okay.
So Mark C with $5 says, I wish they'd make a live action Black Cauldron. It would be bitchin'. I'm gonna disagree with you, Mark C. And here's why: because I love Black Cauldron and I don't want to
leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
What they need to do is find the lost footage and re-release it.
Yes!
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Although, hold on, I do have to admit, Tom, I don't know with some of the freaking Gurgi's still in the movie. Okay, you're not gonna get rid of Gurgi. Okay, no additional footage is gonna get rid of fucking Gurgi.
I like
Gurgi.
Gurgi.
I like Gurgi too, but if you're talking about that dark feeling that the Black Cauldron is supposed to emanate, and it was incredibly risky, right? And it was something completely different. And if you're looking for something different from Disney, go watch the Black Cauldron. But still, Gurgi's fucking in it. Taryn's still a bitch, and you can't get rid of that. So.
Oh my God.
But I'm just being real here, Tom. I love the Black Cauldron. I love the Black Cauldron.
I ain't saying it's perfect and shit.
I haven't seen that in years.
I just want to see like
me
cool
either.
ass.
It's been a long time since I've watched it.
Disney butchered that movie.
They did, but like it's still worth a watch, and the imagery is astounding.
Okay. I'm gonna have to check it out because it's been a long time since I've
just get over Gurgi and Piggy and the fucking Sprite.
They had to chop the hell out of it to get a PG.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there was a whole shitload of like scary imagery with the skulls and didn't they have to tame down the king a little bit too or whatever?
They did. There's a lot of stuff that they did to it. Yeah. But look, I don't think we'll ever get that, but I would love to see that happen. I would love to see Black Cauldron released in all its glory because I'd love to see what was left out put in full context in all glory. So
Okay.
I'm a Black Cauldron fan, and no, don't fucking touch it, Disney. I don't want to see that.
Yeah. You know what though? Like I wouldn't mind some other company, maybe like DreamWorks or something.
You know who I'd really like to see get a hold of it? Don Bluth. Don Bluth could handle it.
He's the one who made it to begin with. Ain't he?
I know.
I was hoping you were being fucking facetious there because I'm like,
Oh
you
my
really
God.
have no idea how on the nose you are right now, right?
No, I know what I'm talking about.
I would hope so. That's why I said I hope you're being facetious right
No,
now.
just hand it to Don Bluth and let him do what he wants to with it.
Sarcastic or whatever you want to call it, because yeah.
Right.
No, just hand it to Don Bluth. Go ahead, Nina.
Matthew Sturgis with a $24.99 super chat. Thank you so much. Says, ladies, you all rock. I want Gina to beep beep boop as she punches idiots. Hopefully, as Mary moos.
Moo!
Hopefully, they snatch Netflix. But can their combined powers defeat the Mulan that has all the midichlorians?
Right.
Yeah.
Does she like all the Star Wars?
Oh God. Look, man. I think Mulan is reaping its just rewards right now from the box office.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's reaping its rewards, and I would go hand in hand against Disney with Gina all day, every day, and beep boop bop the fuck out of them.
I bet you Bill and Ted made more money than Mulan.
I actually saw that the other day, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that the other day. It was a good movie. I liked
It
it.
really was.
I like that a lot.
I liked it. I liked Bill and Ted.
It's not as good as the first two, but
No, but it was still a good
It's
time.
better than the second, in my
You
opinion.
think that second one is good? I mean, like the
oh
kinda
fuck
weird.
yes.
they're not even in it.
The second Bill and Ted?
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
all
like
right.
it's like some rando actors, isn't it? Like
No,
it's-
it's them.
No.
It's them. Yeah,
You're probably thinking of the TV show that was on for like
Yeah.
6 episodes
Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
that they buried until Bogus Journey came out of
Yeah.
theaters.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Bogus Journey. Is that they're in it?
Yes.
They're
Yes.
not on the poster. That's
I'm
weird.
gonna I'm gonna send y'all ladies some links later, and you can watch a bunch of movies.
It's free right now on YouTube. The first two are.
Well,
Oh.
and then
I haven't watched the second one. I've seen the first one years ago.
I'm gonna hand the third one to you.
Yeah, Bogus Journey's awesome.
Yes. Fun.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, I'll grab the last super chat here. At least that's
Listen
popped
to
up.
Jane over there. It's all right.
It's all right.
I love you, Jane.
We have Hills Mallory for $5. I may see it when it is on Disney Plus for free, just to see the witch rather than the main character.
Worth
Yeah,
it.
which
Like,
is pretty
I don't
badass.
blame you. Yeah,
Yeah.
the witch was way more interesting.
the witch had a legitimate there's something about her. I would have liked her character. I think
I
if it
would
had
have
done it differently. I
Yeah,
liked
I would have
her.
liked to see her and Mulan kick like the baddie's ass in the end. Like it would have been cool if they like teamed up.
I think the witch would have even been fine as she is if they'd managed to make one alteration, and that was that she was something that was expressed to be like everyone had it, and that the witch was just was supercharged in her chi, right? Like I would have been completely good with the witch as she is if they'd made chi an across the board thing, right? Because even in Chinese culture, chi is something that is across the board, right?
Yeah.
And so, but that's not how they presented it in this movie. They presented it like Mulan had this massive amount, and other people are referenced like, oh yeah, your dad had some chi. We never see it. Oh, chi's a thing. We never see it represented in anyone else. If we'd seen them actually training to use their chi, right? And then Mulan is just exceptionally gifted.
The commander kind of had a little bit of chi because he was like all like doing that shit with the sword and everything.
Yeah, no, but that could be explained away as literally just, being a fucking commander.
Yeah.
So that's literally, but they treat it like it's just a select few people who have chi, and that kind of undermines the believability of all of it, and it just sucks you right out of it. It makes it very difficult to be on board. I would have liked the witch character if done differently, not her, but the chi concept entirely. So
I got it from the fact that they were saying that mostly men have chi and that chi is a
but we never
warrior
see any
thing.
fucking men with chi.
That's
We
true.
never see any. They say it, but we never fucking see it.
Yeah, they do say it. Yeah, they say it, but they
And the
don't show it.
commander,
That is so
I forget
fucking
what his name
stupid.
is. And the commander, I forget what his name is, but he was just telling her, well, he didn't know it was a her, why do you hide your chi?
Yeah, it was just fucking stupid. It's fucking
It's so
stupid.
weird. It sounds weird.
It's
Yeah,
really dumb.
Spartacus moment too. The Spartacus moment in the movie. I was like, fuck is this? Like, is this like Spartacus or some shit? And they're like, I believe for Mulan, I believe for Mulan, I believe for Mulan. I'm like, what
Oh,
the fuck is
They
that?
did
Oh my
not.
God,
They
no.
did. They did.
Oh, you
absolutely
fucking
did.
kidding me?
Yeah, they turn on a dime for this
Oh.
relationship. Like the only reason that might have worked in a movie would have been if like you'd established an actual relationship between her and these men, but she won't fucking talk to any of them. She keeps taking extra guard duty so she doesn't have to be any fucking where near them. No, seriously, like she never gets around these. She has one scene, just one scene, where she interacts with these people on a personal level.
Stanley
and
Kubrick just flipped in his fucking grave, by the way.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He did when I watched that scene. I was like, holy fucking cow. I can't believe I just saw this.
They just stole that from fucking Spartacus. Just ripped it right out from it.
There's no reason for them to believe in Fa Mulan. She has exactly one scene with the entire group where she's actually relating to these men, and it's before they're about to go into battle. It's like 2 seconds fucking long. It's super short. The rest of the time, all she ever does is push everybody away.
It's
No, you're wrong, Mary. There's 2 scenes. There's one scene where they're eating food and talking about which women they want to have.
Oh yeah, she's like, yeah.
And there's another
look at her like she has 3 heads. That's not a bonding scene. They're looking at her like she has 3 fucking heads in that scene.
Yeah,
she didn't bond with them. They thought she was fucking crazy.
You don't see anything else. That was the entire bonding moment.
Yeah, that's not a bonding scene. It's an exposition scene.
Well, if you make her perfect and take out the fact that she needs a little help to get along with things and learn the ways of war and all that kind of shit, well, then of course she has no bonding with the men. Because that was most of her bonding scenes in the other film, right?
Learning. Yeah. That scene, the scene where she like gets like where she's almost caught because she's in the water with the guys, and they're like, "Hey,
I love that scene.
We're really sorry. We thought you were bad, but now we think you're cool. Seeing how you fight out there, and we think." And she's like, "Thanks." And you can tell she's awkward, but she's still engaging with them. And they're like, "We're sorry we were mean to you before." And she's like, "It's cool," while trying to not reveal she has fucking boobs, right?
Yeah.
Like that scene is a bonding scene. Doesn't fucking exist. They completely forego it so that she can be a filthy, disgusting person and take extra watch duty and never fucking
and take another shot at Li Shang's character because he's the one that busts her in the water, and she's like, "Get away from me!" And she's
Don't
like,
take my hand. She literally pulls away.
That's
She literally pulls away and says, "Don't take my hand." She literally does that.
He got freaking friend zone. That was cringe.
Well, no, but in the water too, she was like, "Get away! I don't want to be near you." It was like, I was like, what the fuck, man? She's like so mean to him the entire movie. I was like, why does he like her? Like she pulled a sword on him the first time.
He has no reason.
Like they bumped into each other. She bumped into him, falls down, and then pulls a sword on his ass. I was like, why do you like her?
He has no reason to. He has no reason to like her. But the plot dictates he should. So here we are.
Yeah.
All right. Did we leave off on this one I got on the screen here? Or did you guys get Hills?
Let's let Jane read that one.
Yeah.
Drake is 6 for $5 says, "LOL, the Phoenix is like naughty vicar in Monty Python, staring at Mulan, and he screams knockers."
Mulan.
I like that.
It's true though. It's true. That Phoenix ain't worth shit. Seriously. Nope. You get a good horse and you're good. Like,
didn't have a freaking purpose.
I like that you called it Siri, like that. Like
Google Maps.
Google Maps.
Like that one.
Yeah, man. Like it's not even as good as Waze because it's just finding in a general direction of the way you might go. You could probably go around on the left and miss a few of those boulders in the way, but as a general rule, this will get you there. It's seriously, it's not fucking good. The Phoenix serves no purpose other than to be a general wayfinder, and that's it. And you could make it akin to essentially the ex machina that is the wayfinder of the Rise of Skywalker. That's all it is. That's all it is. They removed all of the fun and charm of Eddie Murphy as the dragon, and all the dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow, all of that for a vague directioning thingy majigger that has pretty wings. That's it. What was it I said the other day? I forget who somebody did a tweet, and I think it was Krista. She was like, dishonor on you and dishonor on your cow. And I was like, no, dishonor on you and dishonor on your cash cow, because I'm sick of this shit. I'm so fucking sick of this shit. I'm so tired of you taking beloved good movies and turning them into hot garbage and expecting me to give you my money for it. I'm fucking done. I'm done. I'm over it. I'm done. You can fucking forget it. Hit me up in my DMs if you want a fucking link, and I will send you how to see this movie so you can deal with the train wreck and not have to pay for it. Let me know. Fuck.
I do not condone, nor does Midnight's Edge condone the usage of such things. But if you do insist on using such means, get Surfshark VPN right now. I don't have the fucking link.
I got a link. This site's clean, I promise.
No, I know. I'm just saying, no. I got to cover it up somehow here. Jeffrey Turner is the next one here, guys.
Jeffrey Turner, a.k.a. Meg Jetty 1 for $2 says, forget Black Cauldron. Give us Chronicle of Prydain.
Okay. I don't know what that is.
I'm sorry. I don't know what that is.
And then Mark C retracted his super chat. So I think whatever he said, he didn't. Okay, he had a mistake. Okay. Well, thank you for the super chat just the same, Mark C. I don't know if you have anything else you want to ask the girls or say to the girls or whatever, or say to me. Say it to me. Swear it's a bad time. Swear to me. Swear to me. I like it when people swear. Fuck. Shit. No, turd. My mom whenever I swear.
Goodness gracious.
I don't know where that went. All right.
Bad topic, Jesus.
All right.
Poop mouth.
I know I've ranted. What the fuck, Tom? I know that's probably the end of the super chats, and we've been ranting for almost 3 hours.
Oh, wow. I was waiting to see if Jeffrey was going to explain what this other thing was. Real quick, but I'm not seeing another message.
I wonder. I'm trying to replay freaking Loyal, Brave, and True.
Paradin.
Loyal, Brave, and True. Loyal, Brave, and True. Sorry, it's a bad fucking music video.
You were like almost full share there for a minute, and then you went into like
it's a anthology of children's
fucking Louis Armstrong.
Bill Strongman novels written by American author Lloyd Alexander. So it's a bunch of
honestly great one. I don't know how much he laughs, how much he cringes. I know he likes Batman, the little Batman cartoons. He loves those. That's about all I know. He won't tell me nothing. He won't. Andre is a typical.
I haven't seen Andre on for a while. Does he have a usual time that he's on?
Not really. He's a typical like fucking Norwegian though. Like if you don't say shit.
You mean
then,
like
Stieg?
Well, Stieg's a little bit more opinionated. Like Andre won't say shit unless he absolutely loves something or fucking hates it.
Okay. No news
So
is good.
all the other time you're kind of left guessing.
I see.
Yeah. I know he likes Bad Tom.
Well, that's good. Who can't not like Bad Tom? Bad Tom's hilarious.
He chuckled quite a bit.
A trip.
He chuckled quite a bit at the last one. He really liked it when he goes, "Was it the Joker? Or was it the Riddler?" And he's like, "No, I'm pretty sure it's not the Riddler." But he's like, he really liked that bit. I'm like,
I love that part. I love when he's like, "I love you, Joker." That one was funny. I love you.
I love you, bye.
Oh, because you know they're in a love relationship. It's true.
So if you want to check that out, you can go ahead and check it out over on Midnight's Edge After Dark. So we can get these ladies off here so we can phrasing time. Jesus Christ.
Hey, phrasing.
Everybody loves Bat Tom. Okay, that's
yes,
good.
We do.
Well, I don't want to overdo Bat Tom either. So, All right, folks, check out Jane Theory's channel if you have not already. The link should be in the description. I got to get Nina's link in the description too. I don't think I got that in there yet because I didn't know till the last minute you're going to be here. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, I'm trying to do more stuff. So yeah, check me out.
I'll try and get your link here.
Thank you.
And of course, Mary's links in the description below. So is Lorena's. So check out all their channels, of course. While I work on getting Nina's here. Yeah, anything else you guys want to say before we go, or you want to plug your channels each, or how do you want to do this? I don't care.
Sure. Channel plug. Hey guys, maybe Mistress Mayhem and Disruptor of the Narrative. You can find me over on YouTube, Mary Mayhem, where I talk about news and stuff during the week, and I have a little fun on the weekends.
There's Nina.
Wow, that was really fast.
Next.
That was really fast. So I'm Lorena Creole, bringing you that spice to sci-fi and pop culture analysis. I'm on a bunch of different streams during the week, but since I'm on this channel, I'm here Monday nights, 10 p.m. I have 2 live streams on my channel on Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Welcome to Florida streams with crazy Florida man stories, history about Florida, and just general fun hang with friends. I have a new live stream show on Fridays at noon called Lorena's Lunch Table, where I interview some folks who were in the Fandom Menace.
Is there food?
Is there food? It's kind of like bring your own food, but you can't bring stinky lunch, because if you bring stinky lunch, we got to kick you out of the table.
Oh, damn it.
Then why should I bring my own food if you can smell it?
Well, as long as it doesn't
You should
stink,
cook
it's
for
not
me.
like anchovies or something.
You're the one who's always
You should
talking
do a
up.
cooking show, though.
Yeah, you're always talking up your cooking. Let's see it.
I'll bring a covered
Sadie.
dish. I'll bring a covered dish. How about that? I'll bring a covered dish.
Can I have some
We
deviled
got a
eggs?
couple of other super chats too, so just FYI.
Somebody say
We missed a
deviled
super
eggs.
chat.
Yeah, I want some deviled eggs.
I'll bring some deviled eggs. I'll bring some beans and rice. I'll bring some
Gumbo.
yeah, because I'm making that tomorrow. So I'll bring some gumbo. So
Sadie.
yeah, that's me. That's where I am. So
Sadie.
well,
Okay, I think we got 2 more super chats here, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Good eye, Nina, because I missed them completely. This thing jumped on me.
No
All
worries.
right. First one is Vinny Talento, if I'm saying it right.
Talento, yeah.
Talento.
I'll read it then. I will say I haven't seen the movie, but I feel like if you handed someone still in the film school, someone still in film school $500,000 and said make Mulan, it would be good. Yeah, it's not. I mean,
Yeah.
the expensive aspect of it would be the costumes, the horses, the stunts, and some of the locales. But with nowadays, with the way you can get away with CGI and doing background, you might be able to do it for like a couple million, I don't know, about 500K. But what do you ladies think?
I don't know. I think you would like if somebody was creative enough, they could do Mulan justice and I don't know, just do a better job. Just
I
be more
believe
creative.
It wasn't
would,
hard to
because
redo.
yeah, if it's their first film, they want it to actually be good.
Yeah.
I would think so.
Leave the
Yeah.
agenda out and it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Give
exactly.
us a story. Give us a coherent
And
story.
you know what? Guess what? There's a story there already. You don't have to do much.
You don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Just tell it coherently. Don't drop in witches unless they're important to the story, or phoenix birds that pretend to
make
be
fucking.
Wait, I don't remember a witch in the other one.
There was.
Well, there wasn't, but there kind of was. Like it. You remember that the dude that was like his sidekick, like the bad dude sidekick, like the gang, not Genghis.
Kinda. You got to understand. I've probably seen this movie last time was before you were born.
Kind of
I
had.
don't even remember that thing.
He
I didn't
had.
even know he had a sidekick.
He had a sidekick, like he had a bunch of guys that were like doing the bad.
Kinda, yeah.
There was a skinny one, and he kind of had like the bird's eye. That was the eagle guy. The eagle. He would send the eagle and like.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I got you.
Kind of based loosely on that character, but like they basically, feminized him.
The more I hear, the less I want to see it. I have the original on Blu-ray here somewheres.
Just watch the
But
original.
I just haven't watched it in years.
Mm.
BC Eagle Deb, I think I got that right.
I think so.
Just wanted to support the channel. Have a good night. Greetings from Massachusetts. Well, hello, Massachusetts, and hello, BC Eagle Deb.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very so much. We appreciate all the super chats, and we appreciate Culture Casino as well.
Hey, Culture.
Hey, Culture.
Thank you so much,
Sending
Culture.
the
You
last
made me
moment.
laugh very inappropriately. Thank you.
No, I didn't have Tico tacos, but I did have tacos earlier today.
Oh, Larry sends us.
And
one.
Larry coming in with another on-set director's chair super chat. Would you guys quit talking about Chi and Brie and all that kind of stuff? Because you're making me hungry and sick at the same time.
That's bad.
I see people.
People.
I see people. You ladies did an amazing job tonight. You earned a full-on maximum effort puppy.
Yay! So cute.
Love that.
And
Yeah, he's just chilling.
just to make Mary happy.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Fenton!
I love Fenton. And I'm gonna give myself a lazy puppy just because he's cute.
Yay.
And I love it when he rides a little iRobot.
I've always wanted to get one of those.
I know.
Vacuums just so I can.
Oh,
see
I thought you were talking about the dog.
No, I want one of those vacuums just so I can see if my cat will like ride on it or like try to kill it. Or
My
something.
cat would. My dog though is way too big. That's the thing is like every time I look at this massive dog, I'm like I could have had a little bulldog. Oh, well. All right. I want to thank you ladies again for doing a great job and have an amazing show tonight. And thank you all out there for listening. Hopefully next week Laura will be back. All kinds of love sent out to Candy and her family. Hopefully we get her back here soon as well.
Yes.
Oh, Candy. She's so sweet. I haven't seen her forever.
Yeah, hopefully we have an update soon. Check out Mary's channel, check out Jane's channel, check out Nina's channel, check out Lorena's channel, check out Laura's channel, and check out Candy's channel as well. And hopefully we'll check you out next time.
Proving that the Fandom Menace isn't just toxic white males. It's toxic femininity brought to you by Midnight's Head.
We got a super chat at the last second. Amanda Pizzolato. I'm so sorry, Amanda.
Yeah.
I am sure I just fucking butchered the hell out of that. But you know, it's like a rite of passage to have your name butchered by me. So you should feel happy. The Black Cauldron is the first book in the Chronicles of the Prussia, a 5-book series. Oh, see, I did not know that. I thought it was an original.
Cool.
See, it's probably Prussia. I'm probably saying that wrong.
Prussia.
Prussia.
Yes, Prussia.
Prussia, like Russia,
Yes.
with a P.
Mhm.
See, I can read. That's the power of math. Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you so much, Amanda. We appreciate that. $1 reduction. Hey, we caught it. That's all that matters, right? We caught it.
Yeah,
Okay,
for
now.
sure.
All right. Now, okay. Everybody done?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you once again. Check out these ladies on their channels. Don't check them out in any weird kind of pervy way.
Proving that the Fandom Menace isn't just toxic white males. It's toxic femininity brought to you by Midnight's Head.